Say something, guys.
Something,
Something.
guys.
Okay, guys.
Bananas.
Sorry. When we last left off, you guys had got booked rooms in a very fancy hotel.
Fuck that place.
I
Yep.
like it.
Baths, a really nice, a really nice dinner, a whole 9 yards. Only to discover that people have been going missing at this hotel. Deciding to do some investigation, you discovered that various rooms have traps in them that can easily kill or incapacitate, and apparently send people or their bodies falling down a chute. One group of you, Lunissa and Viren, got trapped in one of these. A room that had electrical panels on the wall that fired off bolts of lightning, basically. Lunissa was able to use her rogue / monk dodging OPness and completely avoided getting hurt. Unfortunately, Viren ended up taking the full brunt and immediately dropped dead on the ground. Well, sort of dead. His heart sputtered a bit and he was unconscious. While Lunissa attempted to keep him from sliding down the trap that opened up, angling downward at an angle, to keep him from sliding into it, and searching his equipment for for a potion. The other party members, scattered throughout the second floor looking for other rooms, were alerted to the sudden ding 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 on their Iron Roses pins that somebody had gone down and went rushing to the scene. Phaedra ended up using some acid to break open the lock, and that was when the entire party discovered that if the lock and the mechanism is interrupted, it immediately shuts itself. Unfortunately, Viren had partly slid into the trap hole, and his feet ended up being crushed. The only party member who's completely unaware of what's going on here is Urk, who had gone up to bed early. And he is completely unaware that anything's amiss in the hotel because the rest of the party really couldn't wake him.
I feel like that's unrealistic. I don't think Urk went to bed early. I think he told us that, and then he went to a better pub.
Probably. But in any case, Urk has no idea what happened. He probably did not see the Iron Rose's pin flashing, either because he was drunk, with somebody, or simply asleep in his room.
Not just drunk.
Any one of those things, he just didn't notice it, so he has no idea what's happened. Viren's feet are completely crushed. You were able to heal him and stabilize him, but that doesn't actually change the fact that the bones were pulverized. So he's currently unable to work. Turned to little bits of dust, basically. Crushed and mangled, unusable.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens when they're smashed like a pancake.
Well.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
Sometimes they just turn into this, flat bags of bone. It's fine.
They don't turn to bone meal.
Hey, we got bone meal.
But anyway, much like when you heal, you heal something wrong, like when a bone hasn't been set properly. That's pretty much what magic ends up doing. Magic basically just heals things in place where they are. So nasty things like broken bones can still be a problem even with magic. So.
But you can fix those problems with magic.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially.
No, there's magic that exists to fix.
Yes, what I'm saying is your party doesn't actually have that
we don't
magic.
have it, but we can find it.
Yeah, can you wait until Willis, gains another, 3-4 levels?
No,
It's
I can't.
inexpensive.
Don't break your feet until then.
Can everyone here donate 1 level to Will?
Sure.
In any case,
Fine, I need
For
my
just
11.
one level, you too can protect an
everyone,
necromancer.
everyone but everyone but Urk, camped out in the same room together to keep watch, make sure that nothing untoward happened in the night. Urk, you wake up. You have no idea what's happened. What do you do?
I look for the closest smell of eggs. I don't actually
Beca-
know if I'm hungry, but
Yes, there is breakfast being served in the main dining hall for all
he will
guests.
go. He will go to the main
Well,
dining
virtually all
hall and
guests.
order
Pretty much anyone with
100
silver gold key.
100 cooked eggs.
Sir, we don't exactly have 100 cooked eggs. Why don't we start you off with 10 and see what happens there?
Bring 2 plates of 10. As he's saying that, he's rubbing his eyes. Because I'm guessing that it'd probably be bright in there.
Well, actually, it's more like dim. Not entirely dim light, but you know the different dim between dim and standard. Like you know how it's like you can see, but it's not bright so bright that it's gonna hurt people with hangovers.
Oh, cool. Yeah, he'll just get a plate of eggs.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the rest of the party is waking up in their room with with Vanessa just kind of sitting there looking kind of staring off at Viren's feet and seemingly lost in thought.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Druid scramble.
Actually, I should probably change some of them to. Can't really use
Vir-
that the way I am
Viren,
now.
again, you're not in any pain, but you also can't walk.
Yeah. I don't need to walk to rearrange what I memorize. That
You also can't wear
Ah.
any shoes, and your feet just look mangled.
can't really that. But that gonna be a lot of can't really use that.
Hmm. Oh yeah, because the building is fucky.
This building's going to burn one way or another.
He's going through and getting all the fire spells.
Lunasis is kind of nodding but staying quiet.
All right.
That
One moment, I'm gonna go see if Urk's awake in his room.
So the spells that were blocked was evocation and conjuration.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess I won't have this spell.
Ah, yes, that's the one thing I'd forgotten to refresh, and glad you guys remembered.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, conjuration and evocation spells have not worked in this place.
All right. Well, I will make them fear transmutation.
I'll make
I'll
them
make them
be-
fear transmutation.
Transmutation can be quite scary. Actually. There's polymorph in that class. Tons of
Okay.
dangers in that.
The only reason my wizard won a battle solo against like 3 component opponents was because he kept turning into a T-Rex.
Yeah.
Fucking
They
brilliant, man.
They
Mhm.
fucking got himself down to like 3. He's like, you know what? Fuck you. 140 more HP to go.
And a big T-Rex.
Dude, and fucking Liam pulled that shit out in Critical Role, and I was
Yeah,
just
I was
like,
about to
Fluffy! It's like, this is so good.
Yep.
I mean, why wouldn't you just
At least
become
I
the
don't.
best
At
thing?
least I don't have to deal with miniatures that might topple over because one of my players decides on a boat to turn into a T-Rex.
Yeah, well.
Hmm.
But he also gets to represent multiple third dimensions a lot better than I can.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that is not
But I've
important
got my
anymore.
workaround.
Need to remove that.
So let's say, beware the smiling DM.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Nice. Yeah, you can't see it when I'm smiling.
We
Oh,
can hear it.
Yeah, we can
You've
can
learned,
absolutely
hear it.
you
hear it.
have learned to hear my smile.
We don't need to
Excellent.
see it. We can hear it.
Yeah, we can hear your smile, Grizz.
It's quite easy to hear it, to be honest.
Oh. Hmm. Interesting. This could be useful.
So, who's doing what while the spellcasters are working on their daily spells?
Um,
I went to go see if Urk's awake, but apparently, I'm assuming I'm not going to get a response again because he's
Yeah.
already awake.
mhm. Yeah. Vader will go with Shuri because buddy system, no one alone in this hotel. But Vader's gonna come back because she's going to help carry Viren.
Yours. We'll come back to and let him know. Yeah, either he's something happened to him or he's already probably downstairs.
He's probably downstairs. All the bougie rooms weren't touched. Or one can hope.
Can't believe I'm adding that spell.
Yeah. Linus is strong enough to lift up Viren and just kind of carry him around.
What?
So, yeah, Linus just like basically uh stands behind Viren and just kind of scoops him up so that he can have movement.
Oh, okay. Works for me.
But
Yeah,
she is
let's go
otherwise remaining
downstairs.
quiet. And just basically keeping Viren lifted.
Go downstairs as I plot the destruction.
So, Shuri and Phaedra, what do you guys do when you get no response from Urk's room?
We'll come
Go
back.
back to the room.
Yeah.
And just in time to see Linus kind of lifting Viren up by the armpit so that he can still carry his book and look at it.
Okay, so plan is we need to get you to a doctor, first and foremost. And then try to see if there's anything in that area. We were talking about purchasing some stuff before we left. Maybe there's something we can get to help you.
Something move, yeah.
Hopefully. Then I can destroy this bloody building.
I am all for that, and if I see that greasy-haired fuck downstairs, I'm gonna have a word with him.
I suggest
Yes.
not.
Hey, so I was thinking that room that you went into, Linus and Viren, you said you got hit by lightning.
Yes.
I could go in there, try to dispel the magic, and then if the trap activates, I could just go down and see where it goes.
I don't want you going down there alone.
I mean,
You
do you
mean
want to
what?
come?
Shh. I mean, I would rather all of us go together than
Yes.
you go down there alone. We don't know what's down there.
Wow.
But
That's my final.
I did have an idea. I did
Uh-huh.
think of something the other night or last night. Okay. So we couldn't find any way else down inside here. We didn't see any other workers except for one place, the kitchen, the restaurant area. If there is some sort of big underground laboratory or torture device chamber, whatever the fuck's down there, they probably have to bring food or something down to their workers. There might be some sort of passageway down in the kitchen, or at the very least outside of the building to the subterranean levels. What if, I don't know, we don't know what they're doing with the bodies, Will? What if that you go down there and like they I don't know. Burn you, grind you, turn you to dust.
There's plenty of things that have tried to do that.
Can we just make that be like the last ditch effort?
Sure. Want me to go and check out the kitchen?
I think
Ye-
first we should inform Irk what's going on, but
Yeah.
also deal with their situation. We'll inform Irk once we leave this place what's going on.
Oh no, this is perfect. Now we know where Viren is at all times. Why didn't I think about this? Crush his feet.
Sure, just
There's that will.
raises an eyebrow like, what?
Melissa can't hide a smirk because she's busy holding Vern up from behind.
You're talking a lot for someone in chill touch range. I can't say fireball range because the fireball doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. You do realize I could turn you into a newt again.
Oh goodness. We don't need to be doing this within the party.
Let's go downstairs, exit. I'll see if we can find Irk along the way. He's not hard to find. He's taller than most people.
Melissa
And he's also quite loud.
only-
pipes up with, he's also the only dragonborn I've seen in this area.
Exactly. Shall we? And remember, don't engage with the person about what's been going on. Looks at Phaedra.
Why? Fuck that
We
guy.
shouldn't let him know that we're aware. It's called the element of surprise.
You really don't think that there's
I thought
We
there were
shouldn't
only
let
4
him know.
elements.
We shouldn't let him know that we know yet. Or at least not give him any indication that we suspect that he is the one at fault.
he's the proprietor of the place. He owns this place.
Yes. Unless we plan on dealing with it right here and now. We should wait until at least we're ready to engage.
Oh, I'm ready to engage. Trust me.
Looks at Viren.
Melissa's still holding him up.
I've got spells that I can cast. I don't need to walk in.
Fine.
Yes.
Melissa cocks an eyebrow from behind Viren.
We will be having a long chat with him.
Oh no, there's going to be no chatting.
Well, there will be.
Not for
And
me.
I was the one talking.
Fine, let's get a move on.
All right.
Sure, we will probably check the breakfast area first.
Are
For
you
Irk.
going with Viren and Lunissa, who's carrying him, or are you just going with Phaedra?
We're all going together.
Okay. So, Urk, as you have been served 1 plate of 10 eggs and another plate with complimentary bacon and sausage, uh, they apparently don't want to give you 20 eggs all at once. You see your companions out of the corner of your eye. They look a bit haggard for some reason, and Viren, for some reason, isn't walking on his own. Instead, he is being lifted up by the armpits by Lunissa, who's holding on to him with with one of those cross holds where she's like basically cleansing her hands in the front and just to keep him up.
Well, looks like you guys had a rough night.
Come on,
I
Urk. We
did
gotta go.
too. But these eggs.
Come on,
Come
Wizard.
on.
Rudy eggs.
He grabs every single one of the eggs with his hands and starts walking and munching them.
All right.
We need to get more eggs.
You go back out through the lobby and see that it's still got its closed sign up at this hour.
Any sight of that greasy-haired fuck?
Roll a perception check.
Come on, open the sheet.
Yeah,
Fucking roll 20.
I'm also 100% wanting to murder this man.
Viren, you're the one with your eyes peeled the most, and yet you do not see him.
Can't.
I'm still going for spells. I'm sorry.
That's
Oh,
okay.
take
Will
your
is just
turn.
following along quietly. So where are you guys headed to?
Outside of the building, out of eyesight from the door where we can explain to Urk real quick about what the
Okay.
fuck happened last night.
Keep in mind, this entire building takes up the entire block. There are various shops on the bottom floor.
Yep.
But and they seem to be somewhat interconnected to each other.
Yep, so we will zigzag away from the building and find an alley.
All right. So Urk is still munching his eggs, mumbling something, and Lunissa just carries Viren wherever he wants to go at the moment. Urk, with your perception check, you do notice that Viren is not wearing shoes, and his feet look oddly wider than they should be and flatter than they should be.
Must have been one heck of a party.
And a pure look of murderous intent in his eyes.
Urk,
What?
we did not have a party last night. Viren almost died. His feet are mangled. This establishment has been basically kidnapping and doing something with their lower clientele. We found out.
The rooms are trapped.
Yeah. And Viren almost slid down one, and in the process of breaking the door open, it reset and his feet got crushed and he almost died.
Also, evocation and conjuration magics do not work inside the building.
Mm-hmm. So you might want to look through your spells that you usually use in your components and see what school of magic they are. A lot of us have a little bit of a handicap, no pun intended, Viren.
Urk just looks at his axe. I think I'll be alright.
Okay, a sword.
Mm-hmm. That sword is more powerful than that axe.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah.
But this, fuck, what's his name? Hold on. I have it written down. This Raymond Holster said that he was a chemist and a pharmacy. It's a pharmacist, or he runs those shops. It's possible that they're doing all sorts of experiments and things on people. That's my worst fear, is that underneath this place there's, I don't know. And she kind of shudders a little bit. But we have to figure out a way to get downstairs. This establishment cannot exist.
Then why don't we find the stairs to go down?
We didn't find any. We looked for a very long time.
Yes.
The walls are very, very thick. And like we said, they're protected and they're blocking certain schools of magic. So that's, I was thinking, first and foremost, we need to get Farron to a doctor and see if there's anything that can be done with his feet. Or some
Okay, again
apparatus.
with the wall thing.
Yes.
What happens if we did explosions?
That's the thing.
Evocation.
Evocation magic doesn't work. You can't explode.
But I
Cer-
could
Hmm.
turn the rock into mud. Or I could just transmute the stone away and create a passage.
I don't know how the magic works, but if you take away the stone, would the magic still stand?
Depends. If it's a glyph, then no. The glyph would be destroyed. If the stone itself, well, hard to say. If it would change the form, would change the magic, or destroy it.
Out of character question, did we notice glyphs or was it just all encompassing? Because I know
It-
we did so many
It
checks last session.
seemed all encompassing to you. You're like getting a radiance, but no specific glyph.
It
Okay.
might also not be the walls themselves that are warded. It might be that the walls themselves are within the area of another spell.
Okay.
Perhaps we find an answer to that down in the basement.
I think, yeah, finding a way into the basement is a good thing to do.
But as I said, the walls don't ward the transmutation. And violence.
Oh. If he's down there doing all sorts of experiments and torturing people, he's going to meet my axe. You can count on that. So I guess you're right, Shiori. Somebody will be having a conversation with him. Bob. And she kind of flips Bob around in her hand. This is one thing that's non-negotiable for me. This will be taken care of.
Agreed.
All right. First and foremost, Varen, we need to get your feet looked at.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah. Okay. We need to find a doctor. There was word of a tinkering festival coming through. Maybe there would be some, I don't know, tinker stuff that helps your feet. She kind of makes a weird hand motion with her hands. I don't know what to call it, but some apparatus or something.
Anything better than
Yeah, let's see if anybody. Let's go to the more techy area.
Yeah.
The tinkery out of town or whatever the most. Well, I don't know this place.
I guess Phaedra will I guess ask somebody who looks like they would be helpful while they're walking around trying to find a good doctor in the area. Or in the more technologically savvy area.
So you kind of confuse the person that you attempt to talk to. Just a random bullywog with a bowler hat. And he kind of like gives you a strange look for a moment and seems to rub at their chin, and then say, "Oh, don't know about the doctors so much, but if you're talking about technical savvy, that's the way to the festival." And they gesture off down one of the main roads where there seems to be a more larger gathering of people.
Okay. Thank you. I guess this is going to be their best bet, guys. Go check out the festival. And she'll lead the way.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, the streets of the festival. This entire area, it looks like it was created to be a dedicated festival grounds area. Not necessarily for this festival, but for any festival. It's basically a really wide open area with no tall buildings anywhere nearby. Like, some neat cobblestone streets, but areas where there are, you know, big booths set up. Some are tiny, like, little vendors selling like, cart food, food on a stick, and other ones which, have all sorts of tables set up and have areas where you can come in and look at stuff. And it's quite noisy, but there are actually lots of space in between them so that you can have, multiple people standing close together and not having to be in front of each other. They can be off to the sides of each other all while looking at various things, set up for like lines or for people to still get through. There are little markers on the grounds like to help facilitate, like, here's where a line should be. You shouldn't be standing here if you're not on a line, sort of stuff. I mean, you should only be here if you're in a line. You shouldn't be blocking off the main street so people can actually get through. This entire area is definitely planned well out for this sort of experience. Dominating the far back is a much bigger building with some gears, uh, gears out in front, kind of similar to something you've seen back in Waterdeep. Where is it? Where's my reference material? Hey, give me your reference material. There we go. If you guys can remember that time in Waterdeep.
There are many times in Waterdeep.
There are many times in
You're
Waterdeep.
gonna have to be more specific than that time.
All right, I thought so. I thought so, but let me flip to the right
Like
page.
we've literally spent
I
a good
talking
portion
about the
in
one
Waterdeep.
with the
But
robotic
what-
person.
yeah, you guys found a
Oh yeah, in the
went to
temple.
that one particular temple. This is
Oh,
very similar
yeah.
looking, and it's dominating the far side of the festival ground area.
Oh yeah, I remember that now.
It's not the only temple in the area, but it's the one that's basically right now got the most banners around it and all that. It looks like it looks like maybe this area was planned out after a big surge some time ago, dealing with specifically technology based festival. But the grounds themselves, this isn't the only temple. There's some other temples you could see close by around that could easily be decorated up and draw focus for probably another type of festival, like maybe a harvest festival or, a winter solstice, a winter festival sort of thing. Uh,
It's just a nice big town gathering area.
Well, it's a city, so it's even
City
much bigger
area,
than that.
yeah.
It probably encompasses an area of a village or
Nice.
even a small town, just in this one square alone.
Hmm.
All right. Do you think to the temple? Go big or go home.
Can Shiori see anyone or anything dealing with something that might be able to assist Viren's?
Oh, there are lots of things around. Uh, Nearby to where you guys are stopping and standing and looking around, there is a display of what looks to be stuffed toys, like soft doll sort of things.
Mhm.
These ones all happen to be in the shape of bears,
Okay.
and that's the thing that's closest to you at the moment. Uh, Further out, and roll perception check.
Uh,
Perception.
Yeah, but they're just bears.
but Grizz is telling you to look at the bears.
Just bears. Who cares about bears?
There you go.
Okay, so uh, so what was I trying to say? Sorry, brain just went, this dropped for a second. Okay, so off a while as you look around, Phaedra, um, you see some rows away, a kind of a large area with some things set up, and it looks like there are several strange person-sized devices uh sitting behind this one person that might be kind of what you're looking for. And you can see that there is a goblin kind of standing up on top of a table and trying to wave people over. You're seeing them from behind, so you just basically see the pointy ears and the green skin.
She'll make her way towards the goblin.
We will follow because she's got good eyes.
You hear one of one of the toy bears let out a giggle as you guys go away. Its beady little black eyes seemingly staring at Rick.
Don't bully Rick.
He deserves it.
Why are you
Anyway,
I am missing something with the teddy bear. Did you die to a
just-
teddy bear?
No, it's just a silly thing.
Okay.
I promise I'd get you back with bears, Rick. I promise.
Quote unquote, get me back. It's not really anything.
Ooh. Don't bring that on the group. Whatever you've got going on with her. Jesus. Next thing you know, we're gonna.
What's fix Legolas?
Yeah. Next thing you know, we're gonna be in the Diablo teddy bear level, and we're gonna be fighting armies of cupcakes and teddy bears. Fuck that.
Well, then you would have to blame Grizz for bringing something from a different game over to this game.
don't tempt the GM. No, it was meant as an in joke. Anyway,
The cow level's fun.
yes. Anyway, so you make your way over there, and you see a goblin kind of like waving arms, and just say, "Come on, I just want to show you a demonstration of these." And he kind of looks over, and his eyes seem to brighten up as he spots Viren and Lanissa.
All right, on with it.
Ooh, you actually look like you might actually need one of my cool state of the art transportation devices. He kind of like turns around and pats one that kind of looks like a seat with many legs that are on hinges.
Oh God. The spider chair.
A spider chair.
Spider chair. Spider chair.
Spider chair. Does whatever a spider can.
And it's even got armrests and little controls on it. Now this baby here, it's a artificer crafted specialty, can actually walk upstairs and on most terrains. Unlike some of the wheeled propulsion devices that some people have been selling around here, this one can actually move in much better. You don't need a nice smooth road to get yourself from place to place. And
Hmm.
you, my good sir, and he's pointing directly at Viren, look like you could use such a thing.
Do you want to sit in it, Viren, and give it a go?
Is it even comfortable to sit on when it's moving?
Oh
Well,
my
we can
god,
make
we'll
it more
get you a
comfortable if you
pillow.
like. Customize it with some pillows. Yeah, that's gonna be good.
Fucking Windstars.
That's what I keep saying.
I
They're more concerned with the comfort of their ass than they are in the practicality of the device.
Mhm.
Face palming, like kind of just like side whispering to Will.
Other ones don't even care about what type of fuel the device is using, as long as it moves.
Wait, what?
Oh, it's a health thing.
It's a healthy.
Hell thing? What did you
Mhm.
guys fuel stuff with in hell?
You don't want to know.
Well, now I want to know.
Ask Biddy.
All right.
Oh no!
I'll ask
why,
when we get home.
why are you doing this to poor Biddy? Uh,
Ask Biddy what he used for fuel in hell. Oh,
oh lord.
man, I love throwing Winstones under the bus.
Oh, that's gonna get you killed one day.
Oh.
I don't know. Consider myself the bus.
Anyway, we,
Your ass and that thing.
I guess I could see if it actually works.
Yeah, sure, give it a try. And the goblin kind of leaps down from where he was standing and opens up a side thing and beckons Lunissa, who's still carrying you, in. She lugs you in and plops you down on a chair that happens to have spider legs attached to it. And it says, "You want to belt him in so he doesn't like fall out of it." And she starts reaching for the belt, puts
Bless
it
you.
around you. Now you can you could do it just like this and try to work the little levers, which can be for some people not the best way of dealing with things, or you could have have that swapped out within the day for a more rounder one with just another lever on the side so that it goes up and down. And it kind of like brings out another panel, and there's this one panel that would basically be instead of like on the armrests, it would be like kind of like a crossbar on you, and you would like manipulate it there. And there's like a this round gyroscopic looking thing that you would then move it back and forth and all that with a lever that helps steer it up and down.
That looks cool.
All right, Viren, give it a whirl.
But Viren will just try moving it a bit with the current setup.
So it swings a bit, like the levers, like you got one on one side, one on the other that seems to control individual legs, and other ones that seem to help you go up and down. There's like a lot of levers, and all that. Uh, it kind of like moves drunkenly a bit as you're trying to work it out. Let me think. Rake a intelligence roll.
Just straight intelligence.
Yes, please.
course, the natural 20s on the event roll.
So it still sways a bit with as you're trying to get it to work with those levers. Roll, make a Constitution saving throw.
Well, both are terrible.
The attempt to work it with the levers is making you quite queasy, and you kind of lose your lunch over the side of the chair. Well, it's
Oh
breakfast in this case, but yeah.
my.
Oh, that's
Well,
it's quite unwieldy.
Perhaps the other configuration might be better for you, Garen.
Indeed.
Maybe.
Less levers.
It would take a
Um.
day to get that fixed on there.
Okay. How much are we looking? I mean, do you like the spider legs, Viren, or would you rather just have the wheels? As you said that there were, or they
I
said.
I think the spider legs are cooler.
All right.
So we'll go spider.
It would be better moving off the road too, depending on how long it would take for you know, your feet to
Recovery.
heal. Yeah. Okay. Well, with the extra panel and shoots like a side eye towards Varen and a fluffy cushion for his ass. How much are we looking at?
Well, let's see. With with the chair itself and the legs that are customization on here. And did you say you wanted the upgrade to, to the round stone versus the levers?
Yeah, less levers, right?
Looks at his lunch on the floor, his vomit. It's like,
Probably
I
for the
think that
best.
answers. I think that would answer the question.
Yeah, just less.
Well then, okay, with a nice pillow and the places to put things on your chair. It's got a
Please
couple
don't forget
slats,
the pillow. We'll never hear the end of it.
couple slats that can easily hold bags, especially if you have a bag of holding. That'll really help with take the weight down. Um, some other protections. The only thing you have to worry about is well, much of the parts of the chair itself would still be fine even if this happened. But if someone were to cast dispel magic on your power source, that could be a little bit of a problem. That would keep you from moving. But the legs will just lock in place if that happens, and
It's
you
fine.
just
I can
Will
just
takes out a piece
counterspell it.
of paper and writes that down.
kind of yes.
Oh God.
Uh, Now you have the look about you of a magical type, so you just have to be aware that you can't go ramming people with this particular chair. They wouldn't do so well. You might be able to step on somebody with a leg, but it's probably gonna unbalance. It will, yeah, probably won't imbalance you. That's what the good thing about the legs are. Yeah, but yeah, for all of that comes to about uh 4,000 beetles, or okay, thanks, man. You're foreigners, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, by chance you deal.
I take gold too. 4,000 gold.
Perfect. Yep. Phaedra pulls that out, no hesitation whatsoever. Let's see. Wrong thing. Okay, there we
Well,
go.
I'll have the customizations finished by tomorrow.
Don't forget the
Cool.
pillow.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
Lunissa helps you get out of the chair again.
cool. Got it.
Alright, what other places do we need to visit?
Okay, so um
Oh, yeah. What's that card about?
I know it was some guy that could do contracts or something. Was it contracts? Or am I remember that wrong?
I don't know.
It
You would want to talk to him.
the card says Fizgog Tumblr with the application listed as recorder and an address given.
I don't know what this guy wants, but he wants me to go here.
All right. Well, it's going to take a little bit of time for Varen's chair to get done in a day, so I'm going to go check out this Fizgog for you and
Should I
come
go? I don't
back.
know. Destabilize the foundation of the building, or
The
Maybe not do that.
why
because what
not?
if
Not
there
yet,
are
anyway.
people down
There
there?
are innocents.
Mhm.
I'll let them know.
Let's get all of the stuff done that we need. Saying in hushed tones. Let's get all the stuff done we need to here. Anything that we need in case something bad happens tonight, we'll be able to leave once we get the chair. But in case, let's not go wrecking shit this early.
You're
It's
stuck
never
with
too early to
something.
wreck shit.
I mean,
You're also
I'm
talking. Sorry.
no, go for it.
So you're also talking about the people who watched as a ghost haunted a lobby.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Mhm.
I'll just say the ghost did it.
They didn't run away. That's your point. They just like, oh hey, look at this.
And we're not the brightest of people here. Jeez. Yeah. Okay, let's go to the recording place. We'll come back, see if there's any other cool stuff, because weren't there some magical items people were wanting to try to find here?
We could see if there were. Wouldn't be.
Phaedra, as you guys are talking,
Mm.
and I'm going off your previous perception node, you bring up the lobby, and at this point, you notice about half the people that were in that lobby last night. Oh, wait, were you there watching that, or was it that just Tobias?
Yeah,
I
she
can't
was
remember
there.
now.
She.
Okay, yeah, you're there. So you would have seen these people. It's about half the people that were in that lobby last night watching and clocking about ghosts are now gathered around one of the booths together.
Oh, did you?
Oh, she's gonna go over there. 1 second.
Hmm.
She's gonna peep it, peep a peep. What are they looking at?
There is a tall human with yeah, with white hair, kind of like hanging down the sides of his head and kind of like partly bald up top, sort of. Uh, Older gentleman, somewhere probably 50s, 60s, 70s, something like that. It's sometimes hard to tell, because humans age so rapidly. And he's like pulling up all sorts of devices, and he's talking about talking to them animatedly. It's like, yes, yes, tell me again what you saw. Another one says, yeah, and is describing the events of last night in the lobby. Like, ooh,
Oh,
yes, we might have ourselves a poltergeist.
hey, Will.
I feel-
Huh?
Have you ever thought about like a side gig as a ghost?
A sidekick as a ghost.
Hmm. No, not really.
You might want to. Apparently, everybody's talking about you over there. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
not you, but the.
No, my eternal soul has other places to be.
No, I'm not talking about your eternal. Jeez, why you gotta go so deep? I was just saying, you.
Raise the spirits.
Just kind of stares at Gnome.
Huh?
Never mind.
There's plenty of other people I'd rather haunt if I had to.
but you see them buying these weird devices, and occasionally they're making little beeping noises.
What the hell are they? What do they look? These devices look like?
Most of them look like kind of like not exactly boxes. They've got like a handle on one side. They kind of like branch out a bit, and there's like little flashing lights on them. Some of them have have some more intricate clockwork designs and seem to be more analog, rather than whatever the crazy light things are. But they still have these weird things that seem to go ding 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 occasionally on them.
Oh my god! Is it the phasmophobia shit?
I
They're
believe
ghost
so.
sending
Ghost
stuff.
sending stuff.
Oh god.
They yes, they do. Out of character, you would notice
Sorry,
buying ghosts.
Will is gonna be busy. He can't help you. He's gonna be messing with these people all night. He's gonna be throwing books at them, and then he's gonna walk behind him and go E.
Oh my god, that's too funny. Oh my god.
Makes sense. Half the time when I hear them say "Hey," I think it's Tobias because Tobias sounds like that when he says that. Yeah.
It's a Swedish ghost.
Yes, it's a Swedish ghost. Anyway, but yes, that is exactly what they seem to be buying off this guy.
Oh
The
god.
glowing devices seem to be powered by something magical. Unless you don't have your magical senses up.
Sure, she'll pop them.
Yeah, so yeah, they're definitely some sort of artificer device. They have like some sort of magic on there that helps detect certain things in the necromantic field. Like a necromancer not a necromancer detector exactly, but things that are
Necromanced.
yeah, basically if it's something that would that would actually legitimately pick up ghosts if they're around.
Phaedra kind of like, squats down and kind of like leans in, like talking to Will. What if those new devices can actually see? And you're not going to be able to be invisible anymore.
That would be interesting.
Like how Will is unfazed.
I'm up for the challenge.
Yeah, I was about to say, you like a challenge? Got it.
Will is just like completely unfazed by most things.
He is us.
I've been around for a while. Still a lot of shit. You adapt.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So, will you go to that recorder thingy, or are we splitting up?
No, go to the recorder thingy, and then we'll come back. Check in and see how the progress on the chair's going. See if there's anything else around here. If anybody needs anything. If before we head out, because we were talking about stocking up for whenever we leave the city. So
Potions or any items people might find useful.
yeah, out of character, I feel like Quentin said he needed something, so I'm gonna send him a message.
I'm
Good
not
plan.
sure. He got poison. He got arrows.
I feel like there was like a magical item somebody wanted.
He was cursed by the bow.
Ah, yes.
First red bow.
Well,
Hmm.
that's what you get for firing at random people like that you don't realize can turn invisible and leave the plane.
Well, that just seems like that's their fault. Shouldn't go invisible.
Hmm.
Ooh, now you're throwing shade at Will.
Hey, it's just plain to see.
Thank you. I could use a little bit more shade. It's what I hide in.
You, yeah.
Ah.
Okay, we'll go to the records first. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Shory's not eager to go back to the hotel.
Makes sense.
Not while we're in this current state.
So, what is your guys' plan?
Oh, going to the recorder with
Okay.
for
Yeah, I wasn't sure because I heard you guys still kind of like debating it. All right. So, you take a look at the business card again, and you follow the direction. Well, you kind of look around at the streets and figure out your way. Say where you'd navigate any city. Any of you characters urbanites, or is that just Talon?
Well,
And sure, it was more of a small town, but she's kind of been everywhere since that point.
I think Will actually has the city
Phaedrus is-
secrets,
Mm.
but
Nice.
he's not a city person really, and I'm not sure.
Yeah. I was more
Figured
thinking
this
of like
soldier,
the
so-
ability to navigate in any strange city just based on road
He's
signs.
just very good at finding passages he can go.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, it's called city secrets, but he's not a city person.
Yeah, well, if you have the city secret ones, it means that even if you're not don't like living in cities, you understand how to navigate them.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's like probably a surprising twist. It's Will who totally takes a look at the address and takes a look at the street signs and go, "Yep, this way, this way,
Yeah,
this way."
we can go through over there. There's a park over there, which means we can go through it, and then we can enter through the sewer over here.
Oh, sh-
And then we get out through this door, rob this person, and then get scot free through the bank.
What?
What? Or we could just go down the
don't
street.
think-
Wait, no. What was that about Rob? No.
When,
That-
when this,
No. What I said was we could just go down the street.
Gives another
No,
look
you
to
didn't say
Will
that.
and starts nodding slowly.
You did not.
It starts flashing little hand signals at Will in Thieves' Cant.
That's a very rude gesture.
She grins.
Oh my god. You think I can't see that?
No. We think you can't understand it.
I don't have to understand it to know that you're planning something shady.
I'm not planning anything.
Right. You don't really plan anything, you just do it. Isn't
Yeah.
that right? Yeah, exactly. So, okay. You're up to something.
Always.
Ain't that the truth?
Anyway, this way.
All right.
There we go again.
So it doesn't take you too long to find the shop. It's being currently patronized by a few other like there's like another goblin inside and like two halflings who seem to be looking something over and a fellow gnome. My fellow gnome happens to have a bird sitting on his head as he's perusing certain items inside. Do you go in?
Look at Urk.
Yeah.
You're the one who's invited.
He walks in and says, "I think I'm looking for someone in this."
The
Building?
goblin behind the counter kind of looks up. I was like, "Ah, there you are again. So you're interested
Hi.
in getting some recordings done, maybe?"
I don't know what a recording is.
You don't? Some of the other patrons kind of look around at you, and you hear the other goblin kind of snickering a bit before going back to whatever they're looking at. And the shop owner just kind of grins. Ah, so you're definitely an out of towner, yeah. And he picks up this thing that looks like a cylinder, and this kind of puts it on this kind of hard to describe thing that probably Irk has never. I'm trying to remember now. Did Irk see something like this before? No, I don't think so. No, I don't. But he puts this on this other thing that seems to have a funnel coming out the top of it, and he begins to pull a crank on the side. And all of a sudden, music issues forth from the funnel and starts filling the room.
Is it good music?
Let's find out. Yeah, it's actually pretty good music. Something haunting with a violin and maybe a small horn in the background.
He pokes the item.
So,
He
you,
just pokes it.
you interested in getting your own music recorded like this?
I mean, I'll try anything once.
All right. Kind of claps his hands together. Well, how about you come back in an hour? I'll have the place cleared out by then. And I'll be able to set you up some time in the recording studio in the back. You'll be able to record, and if it comes out right, I'll be able to start producing them by the end of the week. And if it sounds good to me, I'll be willing to pay you some good money for your time. And if it sells well, you can come back and record again, and I'll sell you, and I'll give you even more money as an advance. What do you say?
Sounds like a good idea. Guys, I'll be back here in an hour.
He claps his hands. Excellent.
And he'll walk back to the group and be like, well, I'm about to be a millionaire.
A millionaire.
Yep.
And that's a lot of numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, I found out that you could send music onto the cylinder thingies. And if people get their hands on these cylinder things, they can listen to my music wherever they are.
Witchcraft.
I know!
If only
Now,
they
seriously,
were
is it
living in
witchcraft?
I think so.
Cool.
But he said if I do good, I can get money, and if it sells well, then I can do another one, get more money than before, and go to the top.
So, you're selling your voice?
I think so.
the more effectively his own what he sings with his voice.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, you have a lot of your voice. You won't run out.
Thanks.
I said you were loud.
Yeah, isn't that a good thing?
Sure.
Yay. So, where we going now?
I guess we can go and stock up on stuff before we head off to the I mean, for when we leave. I mean, if we need potions. Out of character, Quentin doesn't need anything.
There is something very unique that I get.
Oh,
For
what
one of
was
my
that, Vern?
spells. It's a statuette of myself carved from ivory, decorated with gems. Gonna
You want a mini statue of yourself.
for a spell. Yes.
Right. For a spell component.
And
Gotcha.
what kind of spell is this for?
Contin-
Conjure mirror?
Contingent.
What's the spell?
I'm saying it wrong. Words are not my.
Contingency.
Contingency.
That's a interesting spell.
What does that spell do, Varen?
It does pretty much what it says. It's a contingency. It allows me to cast a spell on certain parameters.
So basically, if those parameters are met, the spell automatically casts itself.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Knowing about the spell component, could Will guess what we try to think of what spell this could be?
I mean, I did just say the spell out loud.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
What was it called?
Yeah. Contingency.
Contingency. Oh,
It's
fuck. I
the
thought you
actual
was.
name of the spell.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is essentially you choose a 5th level or lower spell, basically, as an action casting time, and basically you say what parameters, and then if those parameters are met, the spell goes, "Hi, I'm here now."
Yeah.
And I cast both spells at once.
Yeah. You
Huh.
cast both
essentially-
spells. When you cast contingency, you cast the other spell as well.
Yeah.
Yes. And that over the next 10 days, if the parameters are met,
Yeah. I
it doesn't use
especially
that second spell slot. It just casts it.
I
'cause it's already
especially
been
like
used.
the fact that it goes on for 10 days.
Yeah, like, let's say, for example, you had access to cure wounds, right?
Yeah.
If you say cast a 5th level cure wounds, when you cast contingency and say, like, if I get under half of my health, essentially, and then like 9 days later, it also, that happens. You don't use another 5th level spell. That's already been used.
Yeah, it would use the second cast. It didn't.
Yeah,
It's really
just-
great.
Well,
any
interesting.
spell slot once it's been used is
It's kind of
It's
like a
preemptive casting of a spell.
glyph of warding, but on yourself.
A
Interesting.
little bit, yeah.
I know. I remember one person used it to be able to basically, like, if I were to fall unconscious but falling, it would cast Featherfall or something like that. It was some weird contingency, but it actually came out very effective because
That's really cool.
Yeah,
they
and,
couldn't cast Featherfall and they fell.
and the fact
and
that
it cast it.
contingency isn't a concentration.
So he was both
Permanent.
unconscious and falling, and therefore it went into effect.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's
it is
cool.
an evocation spell, so there is that.
I mean, but if it casted outside of the building,
True, any spells have been active before.
The
It's
going
already
spell's
it's already
already
been
there.
yeah, it's already been established if the spell's already there, like an enchantment or anything of that nature,
Mm,
that it
which means
still goes
it
off.
will work inside. The only question I have is if I have like a evocation or conjuration spell on contingency and it triggers in that ward, does it actually go off?
mm,
You don't know yet.
yeah.
I know I don't know.
I just really want to destroy this building now.
I'm eager to
I-
discover your solution for that.
Angry dwarf.
Well, usually we'll just use time.
That time like the present.
Hmm Quite a present.
Yeah, I mean, potions are most things Shori is worried about, but she doesn't mind looking to see if they have anything
Yeah.
that can be useful. She does.
We do
Did
have. Go ahead.
to make potions, what do you need?
You need a potion
I'm.
maker's kit,
You need a potion maker's kit? Is that a
or
thing?
it's an herbalism kit. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, Will has proficiency in herbalism, so maybe doesn't he have a kit? I don't think
But
he
they're
has one.
not full strength, if I remember correctly, because like for example, Caladriel makes them in and out of the abyss, but they're weaker, or they're supposed to be weaker, from my understanding, than like a regular healing potion.
Let's see. Yeah, let's see.
Depends on
Craft
how well you roll too.
Fair.
downtime activities. Crafting. This is a lot of to read.
I think it's 50 gold per day is the. So like you could make a basic healing potion in one day. You could make. I'm trying to remember because we had to calculate the shit for Shiri's sword.
Okay. With proficiency in herbalism kit, you can make antitoxin potion of healing, for example.
But how many supplies are in that kit though? I would imagine you would have to re-up, right? Excuse me.
I need to read through this. Have to consumable item like a potion or scroll. Okay. So it would cost 25 gold for a potion. And a common potion would take 1 week. Oh wait, half a week because it's halved. So I mean, technically, if Willius had 50,000 gold pieces and half a year, he could make a legendary potion.
Sweet. Let's get on that shit now. Okay, so some place to get potions, because we do have a little bit, but probably some stronger potions would work. We have 9 regular healing potions, but we have no like big supreme taco potions.
Supreme taco potions?
Like the like 8d8 plus 8, or sorry, 8d4 plus 8, any of the big healing potions.
Yeah.
I call them supreme tacos. Sorry.
You know.
Not Supreme Taco.
Taco. I'm hungry. I want tacos. We also have all those giant size potions. We have 6 of them.
Oh.
Something that might come in handy later, we have a potion of lightning resist. I thought. Hold on, where'd it go?
That's too bad. Viren didn't have that one. Must
You
have
know,
been
I
extra
can't
quick.
see into the future, Grizz.
This is the
I
surprise
know,
that'll
I
help us
know.
later.
That's because you're not using the sticks.
Damn it, Will, you need to teach me how to use the sticks better.
I've been showing you every time.
I know, and I've been watching, and I'm just not a smart dwarf. I'm not a smart dwarf at all. We have a potion of climbing, 2 poison resist potions. We have 8 healers kits, for the record.
Will has one. It's okay. Will wants to buy a herbalism kit.
Okay, so here, let me get a shopping list going.
Shopping!
Shopping!
Get
I
in,
thought-
bitches. We're going shopping.
I thought we had lightning resist, but for some reason I don't see it on my.
You said we. I remember you saying it before. It's,
I know. When we were talking, potion of vitality is another thing that Phaedra has on her.
Mm-hmm. Will
But I
has
can't
no
find
potions on
it.
him, so it's not here.
Poison resist potions. Yeah. I don't see it in here anymore. That's really weird.
Like your Roll20 character sheet?
I'm looking at it right now too.
Well, I wasn't sure if it was just on your Roll20 because if it was just on Roll20, it might have bugged out.
Well, I genuinely don't remember if it was on Phaedra's person or if it's in the bank and such, but it is gone.
Well,
Hey,
It's
Oh.
a Quentin.
it's
Hey.
Quentin.
Hi.
A lot
I-
appeared.
Yeah.
How
Am
are
I
you,
still
Quentin?
alive? Did I?
Yeah,
Well-
you've been transporting Viren basically.
You
this
are a
entire time.
Sherpa.
Oh,
You've basically been holding Viren. You've been holding Viren from behind with your hands locked around his chest so that he can stay standing up.
you've been
Basically.
hugging him the entire day.
Oh, holding
Oh.
him tightly, ever so lightly, ever so sweetly.
I wouldn't go that far.
I would.
Sometimes it has looked like she wanted to snap his neck, but you know.
It's fine.
I'm just practicing my vice grip for the next time we fight.
Every so often, Viren has a dagger up at his throat, and it's like, no, this isn't right. No.
This is the wrong angle. Should find a different one. Yeah. So the plans got cancelled again. So here I am. Would have been nice for them to let me know earlier.
Yeah,
Sorta
that would have
nice.
been nice of them.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's fine though.
I'm
I'm
sorry,
here
dude.
now. It's
But-
fine.
But
Like
you
it's
got
not
your
business fault.
but you got your D&D friends to help you through this. So
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
so
How many?
Viren is put down money on getting himself a spider-legged chair. And Urk is getting is going to get his music recorded.
Oh god. How many days in are we now?
Just one. We're on the second day, I think.
Yeah, your curse has gone down by 1.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
I.
Oh yeah. So, did anything interesting happen in the night to Lunisa?
No, the hotel is worded against certain things.
Ah, damn it.
Damn it.
Yes. Yes.
Nothing interesting will happen until after you leave that particular hotel.
That's
Technically, I mean, we're not in the hotel right now, are we?
At night, I mean.
Ah, damn.
okay. I found where I'm gonna sleep the rest of the time.
No, we're planning to destroy the place.
On destroying it.
Nah. You know me. I will fuck up that plan
Oh yeah,
without
we know.
even trying. So.
But can you
Okay.
stop a building from collapsing?
I mean, I can stop whoever's gonna make it collapse.
Oh, good fucking luck with that.
Mmm.
I mean, who is it? Will? I can probably stop Will.
No, it's not just Will.
It's everybody except for you.
No, even Phaedra, even the dwarf wants to destroy it.
Yeah.
Look, hey guys.
Hey, I don't give a shit. No, come on.
Wouldn't it have been nice to have like a backup house?
Nope, that thing's going down in
No.
flames.
Not
No.
a fucking trap house.
No, not a place where they possibly torture and experiment on all sorts of people. Fuck
I
that.
mean,
You don't know what they do.
We
I'm
don't,
not-
but
I'm not
Phaedra's mind right now is going to the worst place for specific
I'm-
reasons.
I'm
Such
not
a negative
talking about-
Nancy.
Look, I'm not
Shut up,
talking
Will.
about. I'm not talking about the keeping the people who work there. I'm talking about like taking the place as like
No,
a
the place burns.
second deployment base that is already pre-trapped and pre-saved. Like, think of how much
It
money we pay.
burns.
on like wards against bullshit magic. Come on.
It
I mean,
burns.
she does have a point.
No.
No,
one's
she
messing with
doesn't.
you.
A lot of interesting traps as well.
I don't
Where are
care
you
what
going
anyone
with this?
says,
No.
that
No.
building
We could have the
burns.
Windstar say those rooms.
Oh God. No, I don't want the Windstars going away. I just wish that they weren't so like particular about things. They don't need to die. Jeez.
No,
Will.
no, of course not. I just wanted them to, send them down into the basement in the middle of the night. Would be fun.
Oh why? No. Oh yeah, and Will was telling me this interesting thing, Lunisa. It's something about Biddy fueling stuff in hell with certain things. What did you guys use for fuel in hell?
Will is like making gestures behind Phaedra.
I
Can we do thief cant?
do you know Thieves' Cant? Do
He
I know
does.
Thieves' Cant? I know Thieves' Cant, yeah.
Will knows thief cant.
So what do you Thieves'
Oh,
Cant?
that reminds me. There was this little scene where Lanissa determined that Will definitely knows Steve's Cant earlier and didn't tell anybody else.
Jerk, Will. No, I can't do sneaky stuff without you knowing. Will is my anti-sneaky sneak. Damn it.
Will just kind of mentions like sip it.
Was it like magically like magic fuel? Like was it like crystals like we saw earlier? Like what'd you guys use?
You know me, I'm not the person who concerns herself with that stuff. I'm more about the like, how do I kill devils kind of person.
Its fuel was money.
Money? That seems like a poor use of money.
I think
It
he's drunk.
was.
I love the fact that Jess is not lying.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So you put in like a gold coin and it like got you like a
There's
kilometer?
There's a small clucking coming from within that bag that Urk keeps with him.
Oh no, the clucking bag.
Clucking
What?
that. What? Did somebody pick up a chicken?
Pulls out pumpernickel. This is my
What in the fuck is that?
That is a yes.
Hey, his name's Pumpernickel. Say
That is
hi.
not a pet.
Pumpernickel
He's
nuzzles
adorable.
at Urk.
That thing looks like a fucking demon.
It probably
It
is.
is.
it's the backup singer for his new album, right? Like
There's
some
even gonna be a
badass.
wacky little chicken dance that comes along with it.
Yeah, like it's like hardcore devil chicken clucks in the background, you know.
The chicken starts trying to like semi peck at various scales looking for bugs.
See, it's
Oh,
harmless.
see, it's giving me little kisses.
You're bleeding, Urk.
Oh, they're just love wounds.
Oh my.
Anyways.
It's like how you guys hadn't noticed he had this with him the entire time that you've been traveling together.
Oh, Will knew.
Yeah, Lunissa knew. I was
Yeah.
there when he picked it up.
I'm talking about the super honor toes dwarf. who's
Distracted with other things.
Hack shootings and such.
Huh?
No, that's you.
Yeah, no, I mean distracted by hack
Oh
shootings
yeah,
and
that's
such.
true. Yeah.
Did we talk to management at the hotel?
Vader looked for management. Management was nowhere to be seen.
Didn't we talk to someone when we arrived?
Yeah. He gone.
They're nowhere to be found.
Yeah, we don't know where they are, so basically. Oh, and we got a chair for Viren. It's like a spider chair thing.
No, he already. Melissa was there. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Out of
Melissa was
character.
Not
there.
that
I
Melissa was
wasn't there.
gone.
Out of character
Yeah.
for Quentin. We
Yeah,
got Viren a spider chair.
Oh, so I don't have to
Uh,
carry him anymore.
No, you
not-
do for a day.
You do for the rest of the day. It's
Oh,
getting
damn it.
upgrades. It's getting a pillow. The gears, the controller is being switched out. Yeah.
Oh, Mister is being fancy pants. Okay.
Yes.
And he's getting a fancy pillow upon request.
I'm gonna put camel poison on that pillow.
So you're gonna poison his. Sorry. Literally poisoning his ass. Got it.
Yes.
All right.
After suffering through the indignity of carrying him, but yeah.
All right. Okay, so we have one statue of Viren.
Wait, what?
You need to buy a statue that looks like Viren.
Wow,
Stick to
that's.
it, yes.
They
That's
don't
made
sell
out
that
of-
at every corner store, do they?
That's made
No, they
from
don't.
ivory.
Can't we go
Ivory.
find?
Right.
Why can't we just go find one of those metal
can be-
bulls again? And then, like, we already have a Vern-like thing. Just turn it into a statue. Bada
Maybe
bing,
out
bada
of
boom.
ivory. It's a spell component, apparently.
Mhm.
And it specifies ivory.
Once I have it, I don't.
Guys,
Yeah.
What?
Viren especially, it specifies it has to be made of ivory.
It just says carved from ivory and decorated with gems worth at least.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
Okay.
specific ivory.
Right. Yeah.
I doubt we'll find ivory in a
Oh.
port town.
No,
What do you mean? This is
unless
exactly where they would be transporting it.
it's illegal here. If we have to go to the black market.
I'm more thinking of I have different basically I have different ecosystems around the world,
Uh-huh.
and this particular hemisphere area doesn't have ivory producing creatures.
What about?
And they have limited trade with the people that might possibly have that far to the west.
I mean,
Limited, but not
let's-
no.
we
trade.
can find a sea unicorn. Bada bing, bada boom. we
narwhal.
already-
It's a narwhal.
Narwhals would be far.
Sea unicorn.
Narwhals would be somewhere far to the north.
Unicorns.
Oh yeah, let's find a unicorn.
Yeah, good luck with that.
And
Yeah.
nobody would sell a unicorn horn for that if they had it.
No.
Okay, so icebergs, chance, and hell on the statue now. Herbalism kit for Will.
See, I was originally thinking it was just a statue, some kind of statue or other representation that you need of Viren.
No,
And
says
if I'm saying
ivory.
specifically if I made carved of ivory, no,
Yeah.
you're not going to find
Mhm.
anything.
They should really make the
Like
material
that.
components like separate if it consumes the thing or if it has a specific value. Because if it just says, "Oh yeah, they need some, material component, blah blah blah," and just moves on, it's like, okay. You need to specify more clearly that, hey, this spell is expensive, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
at least
Especially
it doesn't
especially
consume
if it. Yeah,
Mhm.
the worst ones are the ones that are very expensive and consume the item.
Yeah.
Like
Hero's
Cliff
Feast.
Warding.
Hero's Feast.
Yeah.
Uh,
Anyway,
I can now feed you all since I have the official book.
Yay.
I did sell my devil daggers, right? I remember doing that.
Yeah, you did, I think.
Mhm. Yeah, I remember that too.
Okay, so I need to
Yeah.
get those off my inventory.
Okay, and then some higher grade potions. Does anybody else need anything?
I would like to at least peruse to see if there's anything of interest, but other than that, no.
Like magic wise? Oh,
Yeah.
I remember the other thing we were looking for. Somebody to tailor this fucking displacer beast hide.
Right, because Shiori's wearing one of them already, and
Mhm.
right.
See if we can get somebody else one. Because it's already cured and ready to go. I think it just needs to be tailored into a cloak. I think that's all it needs to be done. Okay. Cool. We make our way back to the market area. I guess.
Just the standard market, or are you going to the festival square?
Well, we are looking for a statue of Viren, an herbalism kit, higher grade potions, magic items, and a tailor that works with enchanted items. So if that would be in that area, then we
So
go
we-
there.
Go to the butcher.
No.
Like,
If
go to
we-
the library.
If we need to go to a different area, then we'll go there. But yeah, that's what we're looking for. So I guess more magic-y stuff.
Magic.
Magic.
All right. If you're looking for something specifically, roll investigation.
Somebody please do that other than Phaedra, because she's got a 0.
Hey, could we roll investigation for something else now that we're in a city?
What would you like to investigate for?
Well, we already met the so-called Thieves Guild, or
Yes.
yes. So surely there's some, carvings thieves can't around.
Yes.
Is there anything that says don't touch? Like the thieves are not going to steal from in this place or something like that?
Actually, yes. Closer to the hotel, there is a little thieves' kit symbol that basically warns off anybody attempting to steal from the hotel.
But it's not in the hotel.
It's not in the hotel,
But
but
it's the same
basically
building.
there's symbology that basically marks it as like do not steal, do not attempt to steal anything from the hotel. Potentially, but that could mean a potential ally. The hotel, the hotel
Cool.
could be a potential ally or even secondary base for thieves, depending on how that can be interpreted.
Will's
Or
gonna go
just-
steal something from there.
Or just a warning not to go in there because you're gonna get murdered.
That could be another possible way of
Sounds fun.
describing that. But yeah, basically, it's a warning set up not to try to steal from the hotel.
What?
Well, I was looking around for a place to steal something from, and I happened
Why
to
did
see.
you tell me that?
I like being honest.
I appreciate that.
Also,
Take it a step further. No. Also, what?
so that place over there, it seems to be. What would you say, Lunissa? Allied to the Fish Guild, or just something?
It just says do not steal from this place, right?
Mm-hmm.
That might mean a lot of things. That might just mean this place is deadly.
That's what a coward would say.
Yeah, but like, I point at Viren.
Good point, but I'll raise a counterpoint. Points at me. I'm not Viren.
True, and you're a lot shorter, so your legs wouldn't have been crushed. So maybe. You have a point.
Should I go over there and look around?
I'm not gonna stop you.
Where are you going?
That place.
Will, roll me a perception check. Even as you're having discussions of the hotel, you do see another fate symbol on a wall. It seems to be behind some kind of pawn shop. That also says, "Do not steal."
There's another one over there.
Yeah, it says not to steal. I mean,
What if the pawn shop's connected to the
is
hotel?
it the exact same symbol, or does it have a
it's-
slightly different meaning?
It seems to be referring to the building that's being marked versus showing a symbol of a building that's nearby.
So one symbol on the pawn shop and one symbol on another shop. I couldn't determine what was in that
The
shop.
symbol on the back of a pawn shop, and the other symbol happens to be one that's referring to the hotel, but not on the hotel itself. It's just basically saying, "Do not rob the hotel." And
Okay.
another one on the back of the pawn shop saying, "Do not rob this building," sort of thing.
I wonder if people die in that basement, where does all of their belongings go?
Mm-hmm. Oh. That's a good point. Well, it would be pretty easy to have a pawn shop just to get rid of it all.
Mm-hmm. That young lady you met in the hotel before, did she mention her missing brother having any specific item?
I don't believe so. I don't know. I can't remember. I don't think so.
Well, maybe I can go in there and find some papers or something.
Okay.
And while
Okay,
I'm
we've got a
at
lot
it,
going on right now. I feel like Phaedra's like got her arms out like as they're in the alleyway and like looking at this is like, okay. Erk's got a recording session in an hour. We need to go shopping, but we need to figure this shit out too. So, do we split up, or I don't like the idea of splitting up.
I can wait in later. But that was just gonna cut into the time when I, destroyed the hotel, so it's gonna be a
I
little bit
mean,
short on hotel.
I can keep an eye on Will. We're both sneaky enough to get in and out without a problem. And then I don't
Phaedra
have to go.
lowers her eyes at that.
Will is like, you're the last person I think she would trust.
While I do appreciate the sneakiness of both of you individuals, and I think your skill sets are amazing, given recent events, please excuse my hesitation with letting you go solo on this.
I'm not going solo. I'm going with Will.
Right. Right.
Will can
I'm
keep an
not
eye
a
on me. He's
complete
magic.
idiot.
But
I'm not a complete idiot.
what
Y'all.
if the person behind the counter is an old lady? We can't have that.
I only stabbed her because she was eating a kid's leg.
You're saying that, but I
You
don't believe you.
shot an arrow. Were you stabbed her too?
No, I only shot an arrow, but an arrow is basically stabbing from range.
Stab
No,
a tree.
it's really not.
How
Stabbing. It's
I mean,
shooting an arrow.
It's the same thing. It's a
It's
stalk.
not the same thing. You stab with a dagger. You shoot with an arrow.
I mean, I can see how it's the same thing. It's like dagger at distance.
Yeah, if I throw a dagger, that's basically a weird ass arrow that I throw at people instead of like shooting.
No. She shakes her head. No, that is not at all. That is not at all an arrow. No. No.
This discussion just goes weird places.
Okay, fine. You know what? Fine. You two, go check out the pawn shop.
Well, okay. I never agreed to babysit, but all right.
And Phaedra will take Varen.
So suddenly, Viren, you're now being held at a different elevation thanks to dwarf muscles.
Finally.
I will stick with the dwarf and the wizard.
And Erk, you're sticking with them until recording?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, then.
Do what you do best. Be safe. Don't be dumb. And Phaedra's gonna cast invisibility on Cinder and send Cinder in after both of them.
Okay. So, Lanissa and Will, you enter into a rather dark and crowded shop that appears to be a pawn shop. There are items hanging from the ceilings, items stacked up on shelves, and all sorts of things. After a while of winding around, you happen to notice a figure standing behind what appears to be a selling desk. This figure looks old, and they are very scaly, which is rather surprised considering the the words that you heard about lizard people down in the capital. But this definitely appears to be a lizard person,
Okay.
and their scales are like very old, and they're like kind of leaning on the thing, and they're
Yeah.
smoking a long pipe with kind of somewhat fragrant something or another drifting into the air.
So how would Linus and I will plan this?
What plan? I'll go look around at items and see if I can find anything that would lead me to believe they have been electrocuted.
And I will go and check in the back.
Roll investigation, both of you.
Can Cinder go for the specific scent of the brother?
Sure.
Can Will use the cloak of invisibility and just
So
sneak behind?
you used the cloak before you came in.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
So that it's just
fine.
Linus that walked in.
So
Yeah.
yeah, the proprietor is gazing out at Lanissa.
One advantage, yes.
So Will is silent and invisible.
Silent and deadly.
Well, if she chooses to.
Roll your investigation, please.
Oh, all right.
Yes, Cinder doesn't smell anything that seems familiar. Although there is, of course, that whatever that fragrant pipe smoke is filling the air, and there's something else towards the back of the shop that seems to be piquing her attention.
Well, Willis.
Lanissa, Lanissa, you kind of look around and you don't see anything offhand that looks like lightning scorch marks, and the proprietor seems to be staring at you. Now, towards the back of the shop, half hidden by a tarp, you hear a small sound.
Will
She'll-
investigates it.
Yeah, she'll look in and
Yeah,
Phaedra's
it's a bit over Will's head, but it's like you look up and you see what looks to be the bottom of a cage, and Cinder kind of looks around and sees what appears to be a small a small red furred monkey with a long tail and big ears.
Nature check?
Go for it.
Like what the fuck is this?
I mean, Phaedra will try because she's looking through, but I don't think she can either. Yeah, Phaedra don't know.
You don't recognize what kind of
Monkey.
monkey this is.
Monkey.
You don't even know what sort of creature this could be.
Yeah. Cinder
Hi there.
is invisible. Is there any sort of anything from the monkey that's outside of the cage, like maybe part of a paw or a tail?
The tail is long, so probably the tip of the tail is slightly out of the cage.
Cinder will glide over and place a paw because she can communicate simple emotions and thoughts. And she will try to communicate with the monkey or ask it people in cages.
The monkey seems confused about this and basically responds with "I in cage."
Treat you well?
The monkey looks, says, "Lonely, bored."
Owner?
It's just a sad question, and it doesn't seem to like that concept.
Hmm.
And meanwhile, as you're doing that, the lizard man kind of takes the pipe out of his out of their mouth and says to Lanissa, "Are you interested in buying something?"
I have a few questions. First question: do you specialize in any sort of antiquities or pawn items? Like some pawn shops specialize in like weapons. Some have like a
I
bunch of antique, like a
I take anything
tableware.
that is brought to me. Some
And
things are from across the seas. Some things are from south. Some are from north. All sorts of things.
anything particularly cool of interesting popping lately?
Anything in here is for sale at the right price.
Hmm. Can I look around? What type of equipment is it mainly?
There's basically an extremely eclectic mix. And since you don't know any of the cultures in the area, since this isn't a world unfamiliar to you, you have no idea what's from this culture, what's from another culture, but
Yeah.
it looks like a mix of cultures.
Does it look like items that items people would take with them, or does it look like just also items people would pawn off? Like there are things people would take with them on trips, and like things like that, and there are like then household items, like I don't know, some weird
It's
prop.
a huge mix of all of that sort of thing. You see like silverware in on one shelf, and there's like a luggage piece covered in dust on another. There's some sort of hanging doodad that looks like maybe some wind chimes up above. There's some religious symbols on another cart. There's a collection of what looks like toys of various kinds somewhere else. A
I'm
lot of it's
go
covered in dust.
I'll go take a look at the silverware.
All right. Meanwhile, Will, what are you doing?
Will is gonna walk as far back into this shop as he can and cast the most useless spell in the history of D&D.
There are too many spells that have that potential. What is it?
Oh no, it's the absolute worst one.
True strike.
Oh no,
Find
that's the cantrip.
traps. All right. Let's see here. You sense the presence of any trap within the range, within line of sight. A trap for the purpose of the spell includes anything that would inflict a sudden, harmful, undesire, which would be specifically intended, such by its created possession. Will not reveal a natural weakness to the floor, ceiling. Okay.
Now it only shows that it only tells me that the trap is present, but it
And
doesn't tell me where.
it only says if the trap is actually primed and ready to go.
Hmm.
Got it. So yeah, and it won't tell you if something's just structurally weak. So no, there are no traps here. Not within line of
Perfect.
sight.
So Will is gonna go start rummaging through anything that's closed.
How do you wish to rummage?
With I don't know, juvenile intent.
All right. Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Juvenile and
I don't know. I've never been asked. How do you want to rummage?
Dexterity saving. There we go.
Oof.
So, yeah, you basically almost dive headfirst into a pile of junk and start rummaging around like a juvenile, throwing bits of junk here and there, and easily disturbing the pile. which then causes another part of the pile on the shelf to come collapsing down on you. That's why I asked specifically, how do you wish to rummage?
Mm-hmm.
And it inflicts 8 points of damage as you're buried in junk.
But you didn't tell me it was a collapsible shelf. Okay.
Because of the Find Traps description over there. It said nothing of the kind. That I didn't have to tell you if there were a lot of structural weaknesses in the area. The monkey creature seems to be very agitated and starts howling in the back of its cage.
Blame the monkey. So, after everything collapsed down, more things are revealed, right?
Yes.
Anything?
You think you see the door to a storage room that must have been lost a while ago. Well, it's at least a door to some sort of room. It's in the back of the store. And this shelf had been placed in front of it. It was covered in dust and covered in items. So most likely this door was lost a long time ago.
Can Will try to open that door? Does it open inward, outward?
Even as you're doing that, the lizard man is kind of gunning up behind his desk. It seems a shelf has collapsed, and he's looking over at Lunissa. Will, what is it? Sleight of hand?
Oh, for the opening. Invisible advantage? No. Yes. No.
Yes. You find that whatever door this is, it is unlocked, and you manage to squeeze your way through before the lizard man can get into that area. It is most definitely a storage room, and it's even more dusty than out front. There are no visible windows. It is pitch black in there. There are a lot
Cool.
more shelves. There are a lot of spider webs, though they seem to be of the small spider variety. And there's the occasional mouse that goes squeaking away from you. You can also distinctly hear the sound of the shelf being moved up and placed in front of that door once more.
That's fine.
Lunissa and Cinder, what are you two doing?
I'm just looking at silverware. Do I find a set of silverware that's particularly sharp?
Nothing looks particularly sharp. I mean, most of the silver here seems to be tarnished. It doesn't look like it's been there's been any upkeep.
Can I check if it's silver?
It's definitely silver if it's tarnished.
So question. If Phaedra uses her Eldritch Sight, can she see through Cinder's eyes with that? How does that work?
I suppose. What are you looking for in particular?
She's looking for magic stuff.
Can you show me the spell or ability again? I need to take a look at the rating of it.
Sure, it's detect magic.
Don't you technically cast it on Cinder, and that way he can see?
She. For the duration,
Well-
you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. Sense magic in this one. Around any creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you can learn the school of magic if any spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by one foot. Okay. Yeah, you detect a small magical sheen around the monkey creature in the cage. Kind of the same way that you might detect around Cinder if somebody were to cast it and look at Cinder. Like you would have seen that when you looked at Cinder, even without the invisibility on Cinder. And there's the occasional small magic flare up here and there. Nothing major, basically like your small glamour spells or like an anti-rust spell or something that you would put on a piece of equipment that you might want to keep safe or something like that. If you know what I mean. Like no major spells, just like minor stuff.
Phaedra will voice that to Shiori, Urk, and Viren. I think I found a familiar in a cage. I'm gonna let it out.
Familiar in a cage.
She can't
Yeah.
hear us.
That's
Oh yeah, shit. I can't respond.
uh
Familiar in a cage. Similar magic aura around Cinder. I'm gonna let it out.
Not 100% like that. It's similar in the sense that Cinder also has a magical aura about her.
You cut out halfway through that, so if you're trying to say it's not a familiar.
What I mean is that you don't know for certain if it's a familiar. It's not. It's the aura around it isn't because it isn't around Cinder is not because she's a familiar per se. It's because she's a magical creature. She's a dragon creature.
Okay. Okay,
So
gotcha.
I just wanted to make sure that you were aware that doesn't necessarily mean it's a familiar.
No, you're fine. You only cut in about halfway through whatever you were saying, so I only got the tail end of it. Okay. So she's still gonna do dumb and she's gonna let it out. So
Sleight of hand.
Cinder is going to say, I don't like Cage either. And she's going to let her out.
All right.
Okay, so she just has dexterity. Advantage because invisible? Because Will got it earlier, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Oh, fabulous.
And you kind of like grip onto the cage and try to open it, but Cinder can't manipulate the lock.
Phaedra will bamf her out. And she'll come too. Never mind. Couldn't get the cage open.
What about the rest of you? What is your responses to this?
Something's not sitting right with this entire situation.
yeah, I agree.
I really like to know what was up to in there.
Well, I just saw him go into a room. He's kind of trapped in there right now.
He was invisible. You couldn't have seen him.
Oh, yeah, no. I have no idea. He's invisible. I have no idea where he is. There was a pile of stuff that fell over. It's possible that was the invisible gnome at hand in that.
Perhaps.
Perhaps it is time for a quick break while we mull over what to do next.
Yeah.
I mean,
I need to make
don't-
lunch.
We'll just get out of it. Like, there's a bunch of stuff on him, but like, you can get out of that, right? Just lift
No,
it
he
up.
went to he went into the back room,
Yeah, where a bunch of
and then
stuff
they put
fell.
a shelf in front of a door.
Oh,
The shelf fell. He went into the new room, and then he shut the door, and then the guy put the shelf back up.
it's fine.
You're back.
Don't worry, we can get out.
Yeah, don't you have teleportation?
On
magic?
way. If there's trees involved.
I mean, as long as the guy doesn't go into the back room, you should be fine, right?
Well, it looked like the back room was never in use, so I don't think it's gonna go back here. I'm like in this storage.
Oh, you're in the
Like
storage.
a hidden
storage?
door.
I mean,
Yeah, basically. I'm in a door that was hidden behind a shelf. I was in that room. So he doesn't use this room.
worst case scenario, you can teleport out of there tomorrow, right? I think.
No, I need trees.
Don't you have like?
I'm a druid, motherfucker.
Yeah, but don't you have teleport?
What do you think I would have? Mrs. Step?
Oh, the dimension door.
No.
I mean, you can turn into something very small and crawl out.
Yeah, I could do that. But a bit
Well-
more fun to do it the way I'm thinking.
Blowing shit up.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's kind of.
If Chris is mean to me, that I will blow it up. No. No. Don't worry. We can get out.
I mean, I can get out, no problem.
Mm-hmm. No. So fucking I don't know. Manhandle the lizard guy and make him talk. I don't know.
We can just stake out his house tonight, See if it goes
Do
anywhere.
you stake out or take out?
Same difference. The takeout, the takeout comes after the stakeout.
All right.
You gotta take out the steak.
You gotta stake out this before you take out. And he's a stakeout.
Mhm.
And
I'm
I'm
gonna
back.
go. I'm gonna go and get some coffee.
Welcome back.
Hello!
Hello.
Sup, just
Hungry. A little bit
Just-
tired.
just E.
Yeah.
Although you'll spell your Jesse with a Y?
It's with a Y, yeah.
There's an
Yeah.
GSSY. Yeah. Also gotta go to the Bundy Bowl today.
You're gonna do what?
Going down to the bowling alley
Oh.
to play the arcade games there.
I heard gonna go to the bungee ball today. I'm like, wow. Jesus.
I said Bundy Bowl. Because that's what we call it.
That's what you
Bundy
call
Bowl
bowling.
Militia. Yeah.
You're
Well-
strange people.
Well, we only
Not
caught
actually.
that. That's it. Pretty much
Yeah.
caught that.
Yeah.
The bowling alley is pretty much called the Bundy Bowl.
And Leisure
Just short-
Complex.
We just shortened it to Bundy Bowl because that's
Mm-hmm.
Australian to shorten.
The Australian that own Australian thing, okay?
Leave us alone. You left us on this island for a reason.
Who are we waiting for?
I could leave 30 minutes.
Who are we waiting
early.
for?
I do not know. Big shuttle.
um,
Yeah. Just shuttle now, I think.
but she said she was going to go and make some lunch.
Lunch. Mm-hmm.
Some light lunch.
Food.
Lucky.
So, who might want to play in silence with us again later?
I would like to. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Jeez.
Of course, I'd be down to play in silent. It's very interesting.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the few games where Quentin kept killing me.
You say that.
Quentin
It
got
happened
his revenge.
once. It happened once.
Revenge!
No, twice. It happened twice. Both times that you were the rake, you got me.
Good.
Well done, Quentin. I applaud
And
you.
now it's my turn to be Rick.
No, I'll kill you, Bias.
Yeah, no, we played a bunch of times when Tobias was only the rake once. We never we never managed to kill Tobias, but I think
Yeah.
I think
How?
I think the survivors only won once by fixing the car and getting out of there before the clock ran out.
No, we didn't even win because if you leave one person
No.
behind, you lose.
Well,
No,
there was one survivor wins thing that I saw.
No, don't you win if any survivors escape?
No,
Yeah,
it always says creature wins.
No,
I
I
thought-
No,
remember.
that's because those other two times we waited too long to start the car off and it didn't get out of the place before the timer went down. You have to start it at the 10 seconds, or you have to be you have to be in the car before the 10-second timer starts, and you have to get it started up at the 10 seconds, or you're doomed.
Ah,
Just open the armory and kill the.
yeah, just
You,
open
you
the
have,
armory.
you have to have enough time to find all the pieces to open the armory.
That's why you work together as a group to find all the.
No, fuck that. I'm on my own.
Yeah, we strike out at our own all the time.
Yeah,
I throw
you
rocks
strike
at other
out on-
people to distract
Yeah.
Drake.
That's what
Yep.
you do. You split
and we
up,
throw rocks right back at you.
split up, look for the codes to the armory. Once you have all the codes,
I have yet
Okay.
to find a single code
You
in the
unlock it.
armory. I
I
found
saw
the
one.
I know where the armory is. I just don't know where the codes are.
I saw one. Triangle 3. Like, yeah, well, great. It's 2 minutes left.
Yeah, whenever you find one, just go to the safe and put that number on the right number, and all the rest will be at 0. So eventually we'll open it.
Except that occasionally 0 is the right number.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what there was like a X was 0 or triangle was 0 at one
Yeah,
point.
what I'm saying is just like they all start at 0.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a.
So if you
There is-
find a number, go to the place and set that number. And if it's one number left, just try and break it.
There is
But
a.
you only have a certain amount of tries, don't you?
I don't think
Yes.
so.
Yes, you have 3 tries. Once
How
your
do you-
3 tries are up, you can no longer do it again.
What do you mean by tries, though?
Well,
the thing
once you-
auto locks and like,
Like- tries is when you press the button to try and open it.
I haven't found that button.
It's literally where you put the code in.
yeah.
Oh.
The red button.
Oh.
All I know is that I just run around the map and shout at the monster when I see it and set off fireworks.
Yes. He's the king at setting up fireworks.
Mhm.
But doesn't that make it easier to kill you?
Not
No,
really.
the fireworks distract
Apparently
him.
not.
Well, no, the fireworks because he has to be next to the fireworks to set them off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he can run away
So-
any which way he wants because the rake is completely confused by the fireworks and is like it blots out all the other noise the noise in the region when you do that. It's
Means you can
highly
go full
annoying as the
sprint.
rake.
It gives
Yeah.
you a general location of where he is. You know he hasn't gone past, most likely, unless you're an idiot.
And
My
that
point is you
and
can't
is
pin-
when I sit exactly where the fireworks are being fired from.
I know that you can't see well as the monster. I've watched several.
All right, Rick.
gameplay
All right,
videos.
Rick.
Have you-
All
have-
right, Rick.
God
You
damn it.
play the rake first tonight, and then
I will murder you if I was the rake.
go for it, bitch.
Oh, I would like to
You're
see you
on.
murder. Yes.
we can get together
You're
after
any-
dinner and do it.
The only issue with being the rake is people have so many flashbangs if they're not being
Yep.
Yeah.
like if they're being
Depends on
cautious
what
with
the
their
what the
usage.
host is set it at, and depends on all sorts of factors.
Mm-hmm. You could lower the amount of. I only used up to like one, and then I refilled.
Yep, because you can find batteries, and if you're the guy that that
I know. I
spends
I-
half
I need
and know where all the batteries are, you can keep escaping.
Anyway.
I mean, the rake vision's not good, but it's still a vision.
Oh yeah.
Still see things.
It's in the range of legally
Hey,
blind.
shuttle back.
I mean, it
I
depends.
know what it looks like. I've seen.
I
people play
remember
on it.
last time I played, like I couldn't make out shit.
Yeah, that's because
But-
we had it on the setting of worst vision.
Yeah.
Doesn't the rake have an
Welcome back.
ability to heighten its senses
Like,
Yeah.
and actually be able to see properly?
I mean,
For
properly
5
is a big
seconds, yeah. And then, of course, if
Which
it's
is-
raining,
Which is good enough to find out where the zone is.
If
You're
you're
looking for 'em.
if
in the
you're
neighborhood.
if they're within the area, yeah. Like for example,
That-
let's say you're the rake and you come across something that might be somebody or sitting still, or it could be a bush, could be something else. Then you use heightened senses to determine if that's an actual person, and then you attack them if they are.
No, if they stop moving, then you hide and sense and chase them down. You get close to it.
It's to
you don't.
it's to each their own. However you wish to play the rake, that's how you play the rake. There's no right or wrong answer here. There's just people doing different strategies. Tobias hides as a bush a lot.
and when I'm the rake, I just run around screaming profanities until I find someone.
Yes. And you like taunting us when you're doing that.
Yes, I do.
But at the same time, that lets me know that the rake is in the area because, like, oh, I recognize Tobias's voice. I know he's the rake. I can hear him. I am not moving right now. I am
Mhm.
going to sit there. I'm going to sit still. I am not moving when I hear Tobias within range.
And that is why you survived.
Yes.
Well, all of us are back now.
Oh. Cause foods. Yeah. Sorry, I've stepped back in my chair too far away to see. Alrighty. Will, you are in a storage closet with no visible exit. Cinder, you are back with Phaedra. Lanissa, what are you doing? You're picking up silverware and testing it out. Excuse me. Quentin? Oh, was Quentin not back yet?
Yes, it was.
Well, he's
Wait,
not
what?
responding now if he is.
Guess
No.
not. Guess he walked away again. Oh, there he is.
Are you okay, Quentin?
Oh yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
I just heard a thud.
Oh no, it's my phone.
So, what are you doing?
I'm just talking to the man. I'll look at an item that I do not understand, which shouldn't be hard to find, and ask the guy what it does.
The lizard man kind of turns around slowly and shuffles his way back towards you. He seems a little bit bent.
What do you mean by
That's
bent?
well, bent as in he can't straighten his spine all the way up.
Oh, okay.
That is a music box.
And how does it work?
You see the crank on. You lift the lid and it starts to play.
Lifts the lid.
And you hear a kind of a very haunted, a very basic but haunting tune that seems to be played with just like a single a bunch of notes, but for like a single instrument sort of thing, like the sound of metal twanging.
Uh-huh. Do we have more of these?
Not really. I think there might be one or two somewhere on the bottom rungs of a shelf. Old.
Can you help me look?
Lizard man kind of like gives you a look. Why?
Because I want to buy them?
Do you wish to buy that one?
I mean, yeah, I want to know what the other two sound like, but I'm sure I'm interested. How much would it cost me, though?
5 gold.
How about I buy, if we find the other two, I'll buy all 3 of them for 14 gold.
I am not very good at looking for things.
I'm sure you can manage.
Meanwhile, what's everyone doing outside? 'Cause I think that's where we left off, actually. You guys were discussing something. Phaedra, Viren, Shiri.
Just kind of just waiting for those two to get out of there.
Okay. Back to Will. Will, you are in a dusty, very dusty, pitch black storeroom with small sized spider webs up on the ceiling, the occasional squeaky mouse, and a bunch of different shelves filled with merchandise that hasn't been touched in probably a long time.
So this is just an extension of the building,
Yes.
and the building. I didn't catch what it looked like.
Oh,
Like,
it's
what are the rooms like composed of? Is it a stone floor
it
or
would be
wooden floor?
It'd be a stone floor just based on where it's positioned, but I believe the walls were made of wood.
Okay. Well, he goes through the merchandise.
What sort of things are you looking for?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Blood-soaked sweater.
There's like random chaos back here, but it looks like nothing has been touched in this room for a very long time.
Any?
Make either a
Yeah.
nature or a history check.
Okay. Is there like okay?
Now, as you start poking around the stuff, when the amount of dust that's coming off, you can tell no one has been back in this room other than mice and spiders for at least 10 years. It's very possible that the man at some point put a shelf in front of that door, possibly to keep people out, started putting stuff on the shelf, and completely forgot there was a door back there.
All right. And it's just a bunch of random things on the shelves.
Just random old items. Some are completely disintegrating because of the age and the lack of repair. But there's other things that are just probably tarnished and dusty. But with the pitch black, it's hard to tell.
All right. Does he see any other entrances?
Roll an investigation.
Hidden ones?
Nope, you don't see anything.
All right. In that case, he goes over to the corner of one room. No, of the room. And casts Stone Shape.
So you're digging into the floor then?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And he can make a 5 feet in any dimension form.
Okay.
And he is going to form this 5 feet of stone. So it becomes a stone hatch, because it will get 2 hinges created to it.
Okay.
So now there's a 5 feet hole down through the floor. What's under that stone?
Well, under the stone, as you kind of like open that up, if you're going straight down, is that where you're going? After a few feet, probably no more than 2 feet, you break open and a horrible stench greets your nose. Seems like this is going to open up into the sewers.
Oh, I just created another thief's entrance. Lovely. I'm gonna put my name on it and kind of carve it on the hatch. Will was here. And yeah. Then it's gonna kind of cost, I don't know. It's gonna cost spider climb, so he can just walk around the ceiling. Doesn't have to touch. He doesn't have to touch the water or floor. He can just walk on the walls. He's gonna try to find an exit.
All right. Meanwhile,
But he's gonna keep track of. He's just gonna keep track of where that hatch is in relation to in the sewer.
all right. Given your street smart sort of stuff, that you have the ability to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So the guys, the rest of the party is still waiting out front. Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Linissa, are you actually going to go through looking for music boxes, or are you going to do anything else?
I'm gonna keep the guy busy and keep looking for music boxes.
Is there a limit to how long you'll do this, or will you do this forever? Just like looking until the end of time, sort of stuff.
I will look until I find the music boxes. He said there were 2, so I will look.
All right, investigation. All right. Will.
Okay.
Investigation.
Yeah.
Oh, within 2 minutes, you find a way out of the sewers and back up onto the street.
So I return back to the group, still invisible.
And the group just basically smells something that's been in the sewers recently coming towards them, but can't see anything.
Irk. God damn it.
I swear it was the eggs.
That is foul.
Druidcraft, he now smells like flowers.
And now you smell flowers.
Much better.
And I appear.
That makes sense.
So I didn't find anything, really. There was a monkey in a cage.
Monkey. Yeah, I didn't know what it was, but
monkey.
something
Ish.
magical though.
If you say so.
I do say so.
Good for you. Then there was a door behind a shelf, which I thought was interesting, but apparently it just leads to a very desolate room that hasn't been in use. Just more shelves with random things. Dusty. No one's been there for a long time. Larissa's still in there, isn't she?
She hasn't come out the front door.
All right. Well, I mean, the shopkeeper looked kind of dull, so I doubt he's much of a problem. He might get stabbed, though. I don't know. It's Larissa.
Well. That's a good point. Well,
Very fair.
I'm just confused. There doesn't seem to be anything tying the two together, but yet why would a thieves guild, or why would a place be marked not to steal from?
I don't know. Maybe they're fencing for the thieves guild.
Fencing?
When you sell stolen stuff.
Oh, got it.
I created a way into that secret storage room that no one uses, but it's through the sewer.
Oh, that makes sense. Sorry, Eric.
Interesting.
So, how many music boxes do I find?
$1 million.
One little finger up to mouth.
Yeah.
$1 million. Grace?
I think we lost her.
Oh no.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize I was muted again. Sorry, I have the sliding thing, and I muted myself because I was laughing too hard. No, yeah, you eventually find the music boxes. Do you still wish to buy them?
How many did I find?
You found the total the fully. You have 3 music boxes now in your hand altogether, and you offered to pay 14 gold for 3 of them.
Yeah. Wait, I'll check if they work.
Yeah, you open them, and each of them plays a different tune.
Okay. Good.
They're all simple little tunes made from the metal vibrating.
Do they all sound a bit creepy?
Yeah, they pretty much do sound a bit creepy.
It's perfect. Yeah, I'll buy them for 14 gold.
Alrighty. Alright, so you're now the proud owner of 3 different music boxes.
Yes.
You know,
And you come back out of out of the store, you smell a waft of flowers.
Okay. Do I see the party?
Yeah, they're right there.
Oh, Will, you made it out.
Something special about those music boxes, Lamisa?
I put them away in my bag before I came out. You don't know I have them.
Oh, okay. My bad. Sorry.
No one knows. Wahaha.
The Nissa has a secret.
Did you find anything?
No, nothing that interesting.
Hmm. All right. Well, I guess we've got to get Irk to his. How long has it been?
It'll be
Since
long
we
enough.
end.
By the time that you get back over there, it should have been an hour.
Okay.
What is it, Will?
No. I was just thinking.
Okay.
It's weird that this thieves guild, I don't know if you call them a guild, the group associates, don't want to steal from this store, but honestly, why would they? It's shit. Garbage everywhere.
Hmm.
Let's get going.
Something's not sitting right with me about it. I still don't trust it.
there's a few things I don't trust in this town.
Should I let the nature reclaim it?
Should
No,
I
no,
let the nature reclaim it?
No. Takes too much time.
All right, Irk, let's get you to a recording studio or whatever the fuck it's
The-
called.
What the fuck is a studio?
Recording studio. It's a
That is what he called it.
place where you record stuff, right?
apparently.
Like a scribe?
I guess. I don't know.
How the fuck do you write down music?
I don't know how you write down. I think this guy is a scam
It,
artist.
it plays the music with a
So
cylinder shape.
So it's an instrument.
So you play it, you play the music, and then the music just automatically pops on the cylinder. And then you can
Yeah.
just listen to it whenever?
Yeah.
Sounds like a fucking bullshit to me.
I say we burn the place down. Witchcraft.
I'll
Trust
call
me,
me
man.
dumb.
I saw it with my own eyes.
You can see. Okay, fucking walk. Just walk.
Just fucking walk.
She's shaking her
I
head.
close my eyes and cover my ears and just walk.
Dexterity
Starts
saving throw,
maneuvering.
No. I was not doing that in character.
Oh,
Will. Then how can you hear me talking?
Hmm. Well, this is Will's voice, and this is my voice.
No. My point is if you were really covering your ears, how could you hear me talking?
Oh, well, point taken. Well, I can't cover my ears because I'm wearing headphones.
Well, then
They
they already
technically
are
aren't.
covered.
They're already covered. They're already covered.
I got you covered.
Jesus.
I've covered all the jokes now.
You'd think so.
God, I don't want to hear this anymore.
What, are you going to uncover more?
So,
I'm a
sounds
little
like
muffled at the
Jesse.
point.
Sounds like Jesse is allergic to puns.
Oh, well, then we done killed him a long time ago. Then
Ear joke. I was trying to make an ear joke. I don't want to hear this. It's an ear pun.
So I didn't
No.
hear it.
Oh, all right. Sure.
Guys, stop being so
Recording.
eerie, please.
I'm really irritated.
Can we quit with these puns early?
I mean, I think you guys can come up with better jokes. They're kind of corny.
Well, Lunissa, yeah. Well, Lunissa did get some eerie music boxes.
Wait till you find out what I'm gonna do with them, Grizz.
Oh God.
I assume have the music being played from them at some point for some reason.
They will be by blunt objects of murder.
It's gonna be Melissa's calling card.
Oh God.
It's just a little music player that plays after she leaves
Oh
a
my
victim.
Have you ever seen the movie Insidious?
Of course.
I've heard it.
Yeah, that fucking tiptoe through the tulips bullshit music box song creeps the fuck out of me. That's not an invitation to sing.
I thought it was that song, yeah.
Yeah,
Tiptoe through the tulips.
I will burn you. We'll burn all Sweden.
Well,
Never
I mean, we do
mention
that
a
every
song
summer.
unless you are prepared for people to either sing it or hum it or whistle it.
That's fine.
Man, I hate that
Raven
song.
does
What
it all the
song?
time.
This song?
Well, let me queue up. No,
Hmm?
Raven will sing it just to creep me out every once in a while. It's like, thanks, babe.
Why did
Oh,
you
right.
even mention it? I didn't remember what song it was until you mentioned it. Now I'm feeling compelled to start singing it just to creep you out.
You know what? I'll do you one better. I'm gonna fucking play it on Spotify. So,
Self-torture.
yep, I am the master at self-torture. Let me tell you. Here we go.
I haven't seen any of the sequels though. I've only seen the first one. I mean, I watched. I've been very happy to see the progression of the writer's craft over the years, especially since he eventually went on to do the current Invisible Man movie.
That was actually a good movie.
Exactly, that was really good.
Yeah, it was really, really creepy.
I mean, and of course, I loved his first movie. I mean, his first movie is something I watch pretty much every year. So,
What was the first movie?
Saw.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he and James Wan did that at a film school, basically.
Oh.
And now James Wan's off directing Aquaman and such, and other such things. So he's gotten pretty awesome. But it all started off with the Saw series.
Mm-hmm.
God. The clicking with the tongue as well.
I'm done with that. I'm done.
All right, so
Oh,
you're escorting Urk off to the recording studio, which now has a closed for in session on the sign, but the guy is actually standing out front and grins widely when he sees Urk coming.
Hi.
So yeah, you coming in, and we're gonna make some music, right?
But it says closed.
Yep, close it down for you. And he opens up the door and shows you, and like basically sweeps an arm to let you come inside.
He walks in while looking at behind him at his friends as he slowly goes in like, help.
The goblin closes the door and locks it and escorts you off to another room far away from your friends.
This is fine.
It'll be fine, but it's a great place for you to have your own side quests while you're while you personally are sleeping.
True. Should I roll a performance check?
We can discuss that later.
Alrighty then.
Sleep well.
Thanks, Chris. Bye, guys.
Bye.
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 And hopefully one will hear from Eric again.
What do you mean,
Anyway.
hopefully?
You never know. Anyway, what do you guys do now that that Urk has gone off to record stuff?
I don't know. Hire another bard? What the fuck you mean?
There's all sorts of possibilities. You never know.
Store. We can do the shopping if you guys want.
Shopping montage or individual attentions?
I mean, fuck, all we need is some rations, herbalism kit, and some things that we can't get.
Yeah, so we don't need a really RP out bag.
So you can get the rations and the herbalism kit at cost from the book.
Okay.
Pretty much same as anywhere else. This place is got enough that it's not charging ridiculous amounts for the equipment. This isn't Barovia after all.
Guild will pay for the herbalism kit for you. Will.
How many rations each does everyone get?
Okay, so when we were originally planning this out, oh fuck! Oh no, that was the other campaign. Shit.
Sorry.
Shit.
The one big danger of having you guys being in two simultaneous campaigns with me.
Sorry, I'll leave.
Don't leave. Is that every once in a while, it's like, didn't we have this? Oh, that's right. That was the other party.
Okay. Did you hear me, Tobias?
I did not.
Guild is going to pay for your herbalism kit, so.
Well, I mean, if you don't, we'll steal one.
Guild is
so yes, you will pay. Because you're a goody two shoes.
Phaedra, why?
A lot of them can just be open about it as well.
Yeah.
he's like, I was thinking about stealing from over there. No, what do you want? I buy it.
Okay, so let's see. If we're going, let's see. Phaedra's got 10 days worth of rations on her.
Will has 2.
Varen?
10.
Shiori?
See. Sorry, I look for my inventory. Where did I put my rations? I have 11 days.
11? Okay. Let's
she had
get
a lot.
Yeah, let's get everybody up to 10 days worth of Quentin? Lanisa?
Yeah. Sorry, push the dog. Yes.
How many days of rations do you have?
I have. Where is it? What bunch? I have. Where is it? I think I have 14 left.
Oh shit. Okay. Let's get everybody up to 10. So I think that's a good starter. Fader also has fishing pole and tackle. We can also get a net if we need to catch fish on the boat. That way we can also have some fresh food coming in.
Don't we? Yeah.
So we need 8 rations for Will, and that's it, I think, right?
Oh, yeah. Herbalism kit.
Well, I already marked off the herbalism kit.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So rations are, where's my player's handbook?
Ed. Herbalism kit in miscellaneous. Yes.
Do, 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 do.
No, you got it. I'll just
Do,
stuck.
do, do. Yep, it's stuck.
And then Raven's gonna hear it.
Oh yeah, he'll come in and he'll do some creepy ass voice with it too.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Later,
Okay.
middle of the night.
He does it like walking around the house dark when we're like going to bed and stuff. Like, oh. Okay. So 5 silver. Okay, so that'd be 4 gold for Will. So Will, you've got 10 rations now.
Yes.
Okay, so that's 16. Whoop, numbers. Gotta hit the
numbers are
edit
power.
button. More powerful than the person behind him. I was trying to edit the document without hitting edit. It's fine.
You know what? Next time I DM something like a longer campaign or something, I'm probably gonna make sure that the party is always poor. Just so that money has,
Mm-hmm.
a bit more importance.
Let's see.
Complaining about my GM style, Will.
No. I'm just saying, like, you're not happy to find a couple of coppers, are you? But what if you were desperate for them?
I mean, to be fair, like, we didn't have a whole lot of gold starting off, and Phaedra sold the dancing sword, which got a lot of people
Yep.
with
This is
everything. True. And then fucking Fawn lost his goddamn mind and sold a couple, I don't know, magical rings to Galen fucking Cole, and now he's goddamn Rockefeller.
Yep.
One ring, thank you very much.
Oh, sorry, one. My bad.
The one ring was worth a lot of money to him.
Yeah.
If I had 2 rings, I would be extra.
Yes. But
I'd
it also
be
means that your
ballin'.
adversary got a really powerful artifact that he knew how to deal with.
It's fine.
Will's staff is worth like over, almost, I think it's like 140,000 gold.
But would he really ever give it up?
Yeah, sure.
What, the Staff of the Woodlands?
Yeah.
We didn't pay that much for it.
No.
It was expensive, but it wasn't that expensive.
One could say it was a steal.
What?
What?
Okay. For specialty items now, can we try to find a potion shop and get some high quality potions, healing potions and stuff?
Sure.
Looking for, I guess, because we have 9 potions of regular healing. So if we just need to, like, boop somebody up. But probably something with a little bit more gusto.
Are you just looking for healing potions, or are you looking for any other kind of potion?
I would say looking for powerful healing potions and anything fun. I mean, just seeing what else.
Alrighty. Give me an investigation check. Hmm.
Can somebody please help fade her out?
Yeah.
I'll take a look at it. Let me
Fuckers.
navigate.
Not very well.
Why do you always make the
You-
dwarf
you
roll
asked-
for
you asked me to
investigation?
do it, so I will.
Thank you.
Well, Baron's a bit preoccupied.
No one is doing good.
Baron's also getting carried around.
Sorry, is there anyone here actually looking, or are you distracted?
What?
What?
You don't get to complain.
Hey, I said that before I rolled.
You guys
Ooh,
spend an
shiny.
hour searching around, and come up empty, unable to find a shop that sells potions.
Balls.
Well, don't worry. With this, I should be able to make my own.
Well, that's nice.
It just takes time.
Well. All right. Last thing. Looking for a tailor that deals with enchanted items. Or a magic shop, something that could possibly turn this ready hide into a cloak.
All right, let's get another round of investigations then.
Right.
Come
Better than
on,
last.
please.
Okay, my dice. Character sheet. Work for fuck's sake.
Oh my god, baby, I actually got that
There we go. There we
Okay,
go.
so after not finding a shop that doesn't specialize in potions, Phaedra is kind of probably gritting her teeth, or giving some other expression of agitation, and just does one quick spin around, thinking about the cloak that she once made, and all of a sudden, when she stops her spin or whatever she's doing, she happens to spot a street sign. Sorry, not a street sign. A shop across the street with a big sign over top of it called Gilbert Holston's House of Magic.
Now, where are we going to find a shop like that?
Right there, but I'm hesitant to go in.
Oh. Why?
Gilbert Holston, that greasy-haired fuck who owns the hotel, is named Holston as well.
Really?
Yep.
Holster.
That's
Oh,
Holster. I was gonna
Holster!
say, I
My
didn't think
bad.
it was Holster.
Okay.
Holston?
Wait.
Oh, it was just written
Oh,
in... It was just
that's
written.
that's not Holster. That's Holston. Okay, we're good.
Let's go with Holstein instead.
All right, we
A little bit on edge. A little bit on edge. But
It's like,
I understand.
let's kill him.
Let's
Let's
kill him.
down, kill him. Break his knees.
Oh, we go into the shop. Sorry.
All right. So you see a bunch of shelves arrayed around. It's like it's big and open. Like you guys went. So those of you went to the pawn shop. That was very claustrophobic. Lots of stuff. Lots of dust. This place is big. It's open. It's bright. It's got shelves and racks with things on it. But there's plenty of leg room. And there is a big round counter in the middle, with a gnome sitting in the middle of a bunch of cushy cushions, legs folded. He's also smoking a pipe, not unlike the pawn shop owner. He has a nice full beard that's kind of like down to his chest, and is wearing a kind of a pointy little hat. And he smiles broadly and takes out his pipe and says, "Ah, hello, welcome."
Greetings.
Sup, Gilbert?
What?
His name was on the sign.
The gnome smiles and greets you in gnomish. Welcome. What brings you in today? And he's like looking down at Will.
Oh, my friends here are
gnomish.
looking for stuff. Actually, they're looking for something made from our material.
Ah, you're looking to have a commission put together. Fascinating. And what is it?
Oh, I think you'll like it. It's something in the style of Daphne, pointed Shioris displacer
Oh,
beast.
a displacer cloak. Oh, those are pretty nice. Oh, so you're not looking to buy one, you're looking to have one made?
Well, we're going to browse, of course.
Do you have the fabric?
Points at Phaedra. It's your go, Phaedra.
You must be pretty good. And he switches over to common. You must be experienced adventurers to have displacer fabric.
Yes, she's kind of like off guard, like because like Will was so casual.
Everyone is just shattering in no mission. All of a sudden, we switch back.
Yeah, it's just like, we've got it cured and it's enchanted. It's all ready to go. We just need it fashioned into a cloak of some kind, or I guess I don't know if you can. Yeah, it just needs to be tailored, I think.
Well, it wouldn't be the first one I have personally tailored. Is it really a cloak that you would like, or I can do some other fascinating things with it? I once made a coat out of it. It was actually a very rare fabric too. It was all white in color, but it still worked just the same as your normal cloak over there.
Well, I guess we need to. I don't know. She turns. I guess she kind of like, because she's still holding Viren, she like kind of like jumps up a little bit. Viren, Lunisa, Will, you already have a powerful cloak. Any of you guys want one of these? Maybe fashioned into something? It might be good for either of you. A little harder for somebody to hit you.
That would be nice. But my cloak billows.
Will kind of holds up his clothing like, I think this one suits me better.
Yes.
And that's why he
And
mentioned
plus,
it's not a
and
cloak.
plus,
You know,
plus Nissa might need it more than
true.
Lenisa,
Yes.
would you want something like Sherry has?
Would you have
Something-
to? Is there attunement to this?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, I don't really like armor.
It's not armor, it's a cloak.
Maybe.
What kind of makes her like fade in and out, essentially.
Sure.
I mean, if you don't want it, we can.
I'll take it.
I mean, we can make Viren. Would it be actually? Just
Maybe
in case,
Fern needs it more. I think actually.
would it be possible, Gilbert,
Yes.
to possibly make this billow as well?
A billowing displacer cloak.
She kind of like rolls her eyes.
Fucking Windstar.
Fucking Windstar.
What?
First the comfy pillow and now the billowing cloak.
First, you should stop pampering the boy. He's got to learn how to live the tough life.
Yeah, he's
now.
gonna have to walk on his own someday.
Stop pampering the boy. His feet got fucking mangled last night.
Yeah, and that's why we carried him today. But from tomorrow on, he's got to be a big boy.
I don't know. It feels like we've been carrying all this time.
Yeah, and he should put on his big boy pantsless pants.
I'm sorry, Rick.
But yeah, would it be possible to make this billow just a bit?
That's a fascinating idea. Bellowing cloak.
That's if you
Let
use
me
the already
think.
billowing one.
Oh, yeah, you could line.
Use the
This-
already billowing one and pretty, sort
Use
of
it as a liner.
displacer into it.
Yeah.
Well, the displacer part would have to be on the outside, of course.
And the billowing on the inside.
Yeah, so it lifts it up and
Yes, that
billows.
might actually work.
There you go,
Interesting.
Viren.
There you go.
Oh my god, I can't believe I'm doing this.
I can't believe we were part of this sooner.
The
Well, if you would do it, let me know how much it would be, and yeah, I think we'll get one made.
Oh
That
my
shouldn't
god!
be too hard. That will take
Let it-
time, of course.
For the record, let it be known that Shuttle came up with this idea. Viren was fine with having Lanisa have it.
Roll me a 1d10.
I just want Rick to still have the cloak of billowing because it's so Windstar. 1d10. Okay.
Yep. Let's start off with a 1d10. A roll of a 1d10. And then roll a 1d6.
6. Okay.
So, I think that in order to to actually put these things together and perfectly tailor it for you, this will take a week to craft, and it will cost it'll cost 500 gold. You're foreigners, so I imagine that you don't have standard money. You just have gold, yes?
Yes.
I mean, give me a week and I figured out.
What?
Never mind.
Well,
Done.
It takes time. Yeah. Excellent. So come back in 10 days and you shall have your cloak.
Okay. She'll get a claim ticket, I assume.
Yes, he starts writing it up and hands one over.
Oh, who was these?
Gris.
Oh.
Pressed the wrong button. Don't mind me.
No, it was Rick.
Claim ticket for billowing. Spacer cloak. From. What's this guy's name again?
Gilbert Holston's House of Magic. It even says that on the claim ticket.
House of Magic. And we're in Milliva.
You are in Doris.
Oh, that's right.
You were talking about going over to Miliva to get some more information on pirates, but you're
In
currently in Andros.
Okay.
Yeah, that was our plan before. You know,
Yeah.
I pulled it.
Okay. And she will hand over 500 gold.
And he accepts that.
There we go.
Nice doing business with you. And he accepts also the cloak, and both of the cloak and the displacer beast fabric.
Are you in the market for purchasing any magic items or have any interesting magic items for sale?
I do indeed, both. What would you like to sell me? And I can give you real money for it instead of gold.
Come on. I wish
Looks
this
over at
was-
Shiori. Did you want to sell your sword?
What are you buying?
Or did you want to hold on to that?
What are you selling?
We could sell that.
Okay.
I don't see a purpose of using it.
Are you sure?
With her current one. I mean, I don't plan on using it unless someone else.
Anybody interested in a Sword of Life Stealing before we sell it?
Sorry, did someone say stealing?
Yes, Sword of Life Stealing.
I already have an
Ah, no.
6.
Ew.
So Fedor will pull out of the bag of holding a Sword of Life Stealing. And put it on the counter.
All right.
Let's see what else we have. Keeping the amulet of proof against detection.
A rare sword. Nice.
Here, sell this as well, and Baron will hand you Eyes of Charming. Sell these.
Okay.
I have no need.
Eyes of Charming, Sword of Life Stealing. Does anybody want we have its resistance to force armor, but we never determined a type.
Force. It's force armor type.
No. Like if it was leather, half plate, breastplate.
Oh, okay. Where'd you pick it up?
That was in the Earth,
Didn't we decide?
where the Gorgons were.
All right. So it is most likely plate.
Okay.
If I said something previously, it might have been a bit of confusion, and you've now discovered that it's actually plate.
Okay. Okay, so and then if she'll put that out, so plate, force resistance armor. She also pulls out adamantine plate armor. And then she pulls this out, but she's like, do we want to sell this or do we want to keep this? It's the Staff of Thunder and Lightning.
What does it do?
Thunders and lightning.
Yeah, it was pretty powerful if I remember correctly. Hold on.
Wield as a magical for the staff to attack and rolls. It also has following prop. When one of these properties is used, it can't be used again until the next dawn. Lightning, hit
By
with
the way-
a melee weapon using the star. Hit with a melee attack using the staff, you cause the target take damage. Lightning damage. Thunder, you hit staff, cause the staff to emit crack lightning, audible to 300 feet.
Should we sell the adamantine armor? Wouldn't it be better to have Phaedra wear it?
I already have adamantine armor.
Uh,
I mean, if you do not want any of these items sold and think that they could be used for your other characters, just say now. Because this is our one time to get some beetles. So that's why
yeah,
I'm throwing all this out.
I'd say keep the adamantine because it's probably good to make something out of. Is adamantine the one that's resistant to crits?
Yes. But it's
Yeah.
plate, so it's already made into a full set of armor.
Yeah, but we could reforge it.
Oh, I didn't even think about that and make some adamantine weapons.
We can make adamantine weapons, or we might be able to make adamantine shackles, and we could put them on someone named Galen Cole.
But just because they're adamantine doesn't mean that he can't cast magic.
True, but maybe we can have them enchanted to stop it from.
Okay. Regardless,
Yeah.
there's benefit to keeping the adamantine, is what you're saying.
Oh, we could make adamantine kitchenware.
Wrong character, yo.
Oh
Wrong
shit.
character.
Okay, but everybody's okay with the plate of force resistance.
How often are we gonna take force damage? And you're the only one who wears heavy armor.
Okay.
So I mean,
Hmm.
except for
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Well, no, I'm just thinking like Fluffy Grick. Does he want any armor? I'm
I
thinking
mean, he
other.
wears plate. That's or he wears heavy armor. Some of that.
Yeah.
All he's got is a normal plate right now.
So like he could use the. I mean, it's just like, is it worth more to get some beetles, get some local currency, or is this better used in armoring up your alts? Is what I'm thinking.
I mean, we were very lucky so far, but oh yes, we take gold as well.
yeah, I mean, if we sell just one item, we're probably gonna get a lot of money for it. And like,
Okay.
how many beetles do we really need?
I don't know. We're talking about fucking chartering a ship for a week, so I don't know.
See how much we can get from that for that staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. The staff is a
Very rare.
very rare, so that's up with dancing sword level. So that right there would be 40k gold if we get like a good deal on it. And that's if we roll well, and you know how it is. So
I mean,
is
Yeah.
there? I just don't want to sell something. This is just out of character talk. I don't want to sell something that could be beneficial to somebody else's character. So I just want everybody to speak up, and if even if you think that
Yeah,
it
I'm
may, just
So, just keep before you come to the conclusion on the staff. Just check.
okay. So we have Eyes of Charming, Sword of Life Stealing, Plate Force Resistance Armor. Hold on. What else did we have?
Just so you know, technically it is half plate.
Which one?
The force resistant armor, it's half plate.
Oh, okay, cool. Half plate. I'll put that on there. Half plate. Okay. And then we're holding off on the staff. Let's see.
So life stealing, force resistance, and eyes of charming. I've got 3 items here that you are selling. All right.
Yeah, those are the ones that we're for sure selling.
Thank you.
Possibly the staff.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start.
still checking.
He's like looking at the items and is starting to calculate how much he is going to pay you for them.
Yeah.
Would you like like a full list of all of how much he's willing to pay for them together, or would you like an itemized list?
Itemized, please.
Okay. So he looks at the eyes of charming, does some calculations in his head. And I will roll a 1d20. Let's see, eyes of charming. He looks at that. Thinks for a second, checks it over. And he says, okay, for that, I will give you 200 gold. I'm going to do this in order that you put there. 200 gold. He picks up the Sword of Life Stealing. And nods a bit. For that, I'm willing to pay you 4,000 gold. Well, actually, not gold. This is 4,000.
Beetles.
The 4,000 purple. Sorry, that would actually be purple on each of those. And sorry, I'm reading the gold rights, and I have to looking over at this my thing, and it says purple. And on the plate armor, that's gonna be
Okay, yeah,
that's gonna be a little bit
Oh,
tricky because I
okay.
need to find out how much what the rarity list is on that.
What's up, Brick?
yeah. Never mind about stuff. I don't need. Never mind.
Anybody
Sorry
else
about
want
that.
the staff?
Can't do anything with it, so no.
Where's armor? Okay, so that's rare.
I mean, the only thing I could think of is like,
And he kind of looks over the armor force resistance and then, well, this one's a bit damaged, so I'll give you 2,000 purple for that one.
for the force. Okay, hold on one
For the
second.
armor.
Let me look at one thing real quick. On the. Fuck. There we go. Yeah, and then she'll put up the last call. She'll put up the Staff of Thunder and Lightning.
All right.
Yeah, no, that requires attunement, and will count dual wield staffs.
The only thing I was thinking is like if Rhiannon could use it as like a bow staff thing, but no.
Yeah, does it require a spellcaster to be attuned to it? I don't think it does.
I don't
It
think
just
so.
requires
He
That's
he
it.
looks at it and he smiles broadly. This is quite a piece, he says. I think I can give you, and he looks up and studies you guys for a moment and then looks back down at the staff. I think I can give you 20,000 purple.
All right. Who here is going to
I have
bring
no
that price up?
insight. Yeah, I have no. I don't ask Fader to.
I mean, maybe a fellow gnome
There you go.
with a 0 in persuasion. Oh, come on, us gnomes between, we risked our lives to get that thing.
Roll insight or persuasion, up to you.
Insight or persuasion? Ooh.
Yeah, because
You
you're talking
spoiled
about
me.
inciting him, and then you were talking about telling him things. So, if you get something on the insight, I might just give you advantage, but we'll see.
Oh!
Yeah, Will takes a good look at his fellow gnome. And
I know a robber when I see
It
one.
thinks it thinks this guy is lowballing, but
Yeah.
that this is worth more than 20,000.
Yeah. It kind of makes like a normal, like, gnomish gesture that is like, drive up the price. I know you're bullshitting.
Persuasion at advantage.
Nice. Come on, Will.
You didn't even need the
Gilbert. What are you trying to do here?
I love it.
Oh my god.
Gilbert looks deep into Will's eyes and says, and then
You're way too young
smiles,
to be fooling me.
but smiles a bit, putting up the taking a puff on his pipe.
This is all
I
in gnomish, of
suppose.
course. I'm not embarrassing
And
him
he
in front of
says
the other
this.
ones.
He says this back in gnomish. Yes, well, I just didn't think that any of you would wish to part with such a wonderful artifact, and decided
Oh.
that if you didn't understand how good it was in the first place,
Oh, we're
that's
perfectly
perhaps...
we perfectly understand what it does and how wonderful it is. It just doesn't suit our needs, and we rather have, the currency and as much of is that
I
possible.
see. Well, yes, I suppose. All right,
And I'm
then.
sure a shopkeeper of your quality could sell it at a much higher rate.
Yes, I think I can. Fine, I will give you the full 40,000 purple for that.
Thank you. Yeah, Williams looks at the Vader and goes, "Yep, It's a steal.
Well done. Okay. So that
Selling all of
means
that. So that would be, let's see,
6. So 46,200 purple. Is that right?
46,000, and he would give this in a combination of purples, uh, if you would throw in some greens to balance it out, but he would also give you a whole bunch of white, which is the equivalent of platinum.
Okay, so I'll just put purple, green, white.
Yeah, green is silver, white is platinum.
Got it. And I will put that in the guild bank.
Alright.
Let me update that.
Can't believe I rolled 2 natural 20s in a row for that.
It's the gnome thing, man.
Yes. It's gnome connection.
Look, it's the known thing to do.
Yes.
Okay, let me make sure I delete everything out that I need to
Fucking Gilbert trying to bullshit us. Typical gnome, eh?
Okay. Typical gnome.
Fucking gnomes, eh? Always trying to steal your hard-earned money.
She'll
Uh,
give the 200 for the magic item to Viren. Here's for your Eyes of Charming.
Oh. You keep it.
Okay, thanks, Viren. Okay, so party funds 5,000, and then what do I put this as? Just beetles?
I
yes.
believe that's what they're called, yeah.
Okay.
Beetles.
Beetles. Okay, so
And you can also put a mark saying that this is the money of Ezerith.
can you spell that?
Uh,
Easy.
If it's not on the page in front of you.
Oh, it is on the page in front of me. Don't mind me. No, that says RNC. Wait, where is it?
It's Ezerith. There you go.
Thank you.
So what are on these coins? Like the
They're shaped like beetles, but they're made out of various gemstone.
Oh,
They've
okay.
essentially been flattened, like Viren's feet.
Is there anything writing or faces on them?
No faces, but they do look like
46,000.
jeweled beetles.
Okay.
200 purple.
Like John Lennon?
No.
Ringo Starr.
Like the
Paul
food,
McCartney.
like the food, like the kind that you can eat.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool. So I've got that down. 46,200 in purple, green, and white.
Fuck yeah.
Pleasure doing business with you.
I'm out of natural 20s now. I can't take it at all.
Is there anything you wish to buy? He says.
Oh yeah, what? That's a good question. What you got, good old Gilbert?
I've got a decent stock, and you've already paid me for to help create that armor that you would like.
Mhm.
Again, that will take the full 10 days to
That's fine.
finish.
We'll be back
Can't
for it.
speed up a two-sided enchantment. If I do something to damage the fabric of the billowing cloak, that'll lose the enchantment there. And don't want to damage the displacer beast hide.
If you do happen to destroy the billowing cloak, don't say anything.
Well, but then I would need to give you a refund, and I don't want to have to do that.
Yeah, but don't tell him. In Gnomish.
I will know.
Just imagine like Viren, like trying to get the cloak to billow and like shaking. Oh god.
And him blinking it out of existence like a ghost.
Oh. Okay, Gilbert, what you got? Show us your finest magical items.
Well, what sort of magical items are you still in the room for now that you've sold a staff of thunder and lightning?
Do you have any socks that don't go soggy?
That's such a soggy.
Oh my god.
I just wanted to go up with that after selling a staff of thunder and lightning.
We're really much more the practical adventurers. We really just want our feet to stay dry.
Honestly,
that
wouldn't
one of
that
you
be
wanted
much more valuable to an adventure?
Yeah.
wanted a billowing displacement cloak. He kind of studies you for a moment.
Hey, I don't. Whatever this. I don't question elves. Looks over at Shiori and Baron. I don't question
So I
elves.
take it you're going to find, because I can't help but notice that your friend there is not able to stand up on his own. How is he going to use this billowing cloak?
With hardship.
And come to think of it, how's he going to be the one to be using the displacement cloak either?
It's okay. Viren wasn't an upstanding citizen anyway.
Oh my god.
I'm killed.
Are getting help
I mean, it shouldn't
with the
really
walking
affect.
issue.
Yeah, and it shouldn't really affect the cloak, because the cloak makes it just harder for other people to see him. So it'll make them. It's harder to hit
And
him,
plus, I'm
even
not
if he
gonna
sits
stay this
still.
way forever.
Yeah, sure, buddy.
Ah,
Wow.
Alright,
Wow.
another name on the list.
Oh!
Is Will's name there like 3
Oh,
times?
it's been there for ages.
Yeah. Has it like been written down multiple times?
I only write one.
I love that you're keeping a list. It reminds me of Jade, who was also keeping a list.
yeah.
Oh, that list was so much fun. How many times fun was on there? I loved it.
Jesus.
He's making a list. He's checking it twice. He's trying to find out who's naughty or nice. Viren Windstar is coming to town.
Oh,
I mean, so far I only have 3 names.
The
so
lyrics can actually
something.
translate quite well to him without barely being changed.
Oh my.
You know,
Oh god.
I guess my question is, do you have anything that is defensive in nature?
You mean like more armor? I mean, you sold some force armor. Did you need?
we're looking
something-
for a staff of thunder and lightning.
You already bought that one from you today.
Do you have any interesting shields or anything like that?
Maybe. Roll a 1d100.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
90.
As a matter of fact, he kind of stands up from where he has been sitting all this time on his in the center of the counter area. He goes over. He reaches this long pole and reaches for this long pole, grabs it, and it, pushes it out towards a rack of shields, and just grabs one up with it, and the pole itself retracts back until he has a shield that's almost about the same size as him. This is a spell guard shield, and it is encrusted with jewels and has an interesting symbol on the front of it. And he holds it out to you. While holding the shield, you have advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects, and spell attacks have disadvantage against you.
Hot damn. Sorry.
You know,
That is really good.
how much is
Will actually sees a case of those, by the way. And how much is that, you say? And the gnome kind of pulls at his beard and kind of
Yes.
smiles. Well, let's see here. This is a very rare shield.
And we've done a fair amount of business here today, too.
Yes.
Will
yes,
kind of
you
looks over
have.
like we have indeed.
Indeed.
Yes.
So, I'll be willing to take
Mhm.
30,000 purple off your hands for this
Fuck.
shield.
Mm.
30,000.
Mm-hmm.
It's an amazing shield, though.
It is. It is a very
It's
nice
very
shield.
much so. Mm.
How about we keep the shield on the counter, and maybe Gilbert. Oh, Gilbert.
Yes.
We see what else you have, and then maybe we get like a group deal, like a Groupon thing.
Maybe. Roll of persuasion.
Bamps out the cute dragon for advantage.
Too late.
No.
You started.
Yeah,
The dragon wasn't out.
I call the one with less charisma. Just tries to talk. The one that's talking with the charisma.
It's a gnome thing.
So yes, you do see those animal miniatures. A whole case full of them. Will.
Fuck me.
The gnome smiles but ticks his finger back and forth.
Yeah.
No,
It's a good
no.
shield. No, it's fine. Okay.
Well, I mean, are they in a glass case?
Yes, they are. They're in a glass case. They are part of the counter display.
Sir?
So they open up on the other side where the gnome is sitting.
Hmm.
Sir, I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna pull out a potion out of my bag, and I'm gonna give it to him, and I'm gonna ask, "Can you tell me what this does?"
Hey, what is the potion?
It's camel poison.
Oh.
Even the gamer doesn't know what it is.
It's whatever potion I got from the, what was it? Imp that got it from Gamel.
And how did Gamel get it to begin with?
He tried to
Made
mix
it.
something to help with alcohol hangover, and it did not work well.
This
He
looks
doesn't
like.
know it does.
And the gnome kind of like he brings out he kind of opens up the drawer in front of him, pulls out what looks like a little dropper, uh, kind of moves over towards your potion, lifts it, takes a sample from that potion bottle, and seems to open up another drawer behind under him, and starts doing some tests. Several minutes go by, and there's a little puff of smoke from where he's doing the test, and he goes nodding, kind of like doing. Well, you might want to try drinking that.
I never like when people suggest this. Why don't you just tell me this before I knife you?
Wow.
Wow, that
very
That's
escalated
aggressive.
quickly. What the fuck?
Wow.
Gilbert kind of folds his arms.
Sorry,
Jeez.
Gilbert.
Here you are with some kind of fermented beverage, and all you could say is you're gonna knife me. That is very unkind of you.
You tell me to drink a random potion. It might turn me into
It's not a
strong.
potion, ma'am.
You're the one who brought the random potion, you idiot.
Yeah, but I wanted to know what it was, and he just doesn't answer the question.
It's some kind of grog, okay? It's a fermented drink of some kind of weird substances that is alcoholic. I don't know if it's tasty or not. You'll have to try it.
I will incite him.
Okay.
Do I have it? I don't have advantage on
Incite
insight
him.
checks.
Given your Lanissa with that roll, you probably still find him very shady.
I just put the potion back away. And I look at him like,
Question mark?
All right, Gilbert. I have a tricky one for you.
Yes.
She conjures Bob out of thin air and lays him on the
Oh,
counter.
you're a warlock. All right.
See, Bob and I, tap tap, we go way back. And I don't want to part with Bob. I think it's important to remember where you came from, and, Bob does that for me. Is there any way you could possibly enhance or anything that you could add to Bob to make him hit a little harder?
You mean you wish Bob to be sharper or something?
Yeah, sure.
Isn't Bob already a +1? I forget.
Yes, Bob is a +1.
But yeah, he starts to. He pulls out this little monocle and starts taking it out, and scans over and frowns, and then shakes his head. Oh, I'm sorry. It's already enchanted.
There's no. Okay. I didn't know if it was possible to increase the potency of the enchant or anything.
Well, on normal weapons, I would say yes, maybe, but this appears to be a packed weapon, and that's a bit trickier. Uh, if I were you, I would talk to I would talk to whatever patron you have about it.
Quick out of character, can't you just unmake it a packed weapon and then have him enchanted and then just make it your packed weapon again? Because that's the thing you can
I
do.
think it's
for-
the original weapon that became the pack weapon now. Is
Yeah,
what it
but you
is.
can. You can
The original
attune-
weapon was a +1 too.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
just saying if it's still. Yeah, I know.
I'll talk to Santa. It's fine.
Santa.
Santa.
What?
Yeah, let me just
That's fine.
speed dial Santa. Oh wait, he has a bunch of magical items, right, in the shop.
Yes.
That's what we're doing. Yo.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has more now that we have sold some.
Yeah.
Welcome to the club.
Did you miss the part where we sold the staff of thunder and lightning?
No, I remember.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull out a ring out of my pocket, and I'm gonna say, could I maybe trade this for another item in your collection? And I give him the ring of jumping.
All right. What kind of ring are you looking for?
I am looking for a ring of water walking.
Mm.
Where is my ring of where's there's the ring of jumping. Okay. That
I
is
think
that.
it's less rare than the one I am offering him.
No, they're the same rarity. He said he looks at it, thinks about it for a moment, and nods. Yes, that is a good trade. I can do that. He takes a ring of jumping. He pulls out some a display of rings, plucks out a ring that has a bunch of sapphires chips on it, and offers it to you. The
Well, I
great
think
thing, and out of character, the great thing about the ring of walking versus the ring of jumping: ring of water walking does not require attunement.
that's why I asked for it.
Ring of jumping does.
Because I already have too many items I'm attuned to. I had to drop it anyway. Oh, does he have boot? Oh, is the boots of striding?
Do they need attunement?
I'm looking if they need attunements. As if they-
Boots of striding
Yes.
require attunement.
Damn
Yeah,
it.
unfortunately.
That would have been nice because that triples my jump height.
I can't. I can't ask for it.
Of course you can ask for it.
Nope.
Doesn't mean that you'll get it.
That's what I'm saying. I can't. since
Doesn't mean
Shuri
that
would
you
not.
won't. What do you
Nope.
mean?
Shuri would not ask for. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying whatever you guys fucking do. You guys fucking do. Shuri will not touch the subject any further.
Right. Good. Then just sit there and look pretty.
Okay.
We'll
could
figure it
bring-
out.
Well,
I could
Shuri,
bring Null in here, and Null's fabulous as fuck.
Shuri is the pretty one of the crew, practically. So
Hey.
Hey!
No.
Listen!
I'll have you know, Lunissa has an 18 charisma.
she can
Phaedra has a
possibly-
zero
Yeah.
charisma, but she ain't fugly. She's got some looks.
Just because somebody else is pretty does not mean that you're ugly.
Yeah, you have an ugly personality.
No, that's a different person. Entirely.
Yeah, I was talking a little about Lisa.
I mean,
She just
I'm
said
not-
she was stabbed the shopkeep.
Yes.
Yes.
she also
Sure.
shot an old lady. That's out of character, of course, because sure, I'm not going to mention that.
What?
The shooting of an old lady.
Oh, yeah. Let's not talk about that in the shop.
Once again, she was eating some.
Oh, you're so
He
full of
was
shit.
harvesting mushrooms.
No, that's fail.
That's what you guys say. You guys believe in tree. You guys are crazy, okay? Not my fault.
Right.
Granny's gonna get you one of these days.
Okay, I got
Very
okay.
much, yeah.
No. I've got something that actually is very that would help Phaedra out a whole lot.
Okay.
Gilbert, do you have anything that would help me with wisdom saving throws or charm effects?
That's an interesting order.
I know.
Better judgment.
Yeah. I mean, my judgment's pretty good, but just I need mental fortitude. I'm
I
strong
mean, you deal
physically.
with me every day. You should have good mental fortitude.
I'm working it out. I'm working out. I'm not there yet, Will. You need to teach me the sticks more.
Since I don't know anything offhand, I'm taking
I
a
don't know
moment to
anything.
look through things because it makes sense that there would be something like that. I just don't know anything offhand. But I imagine the shopkeep would, so I am looking to see what we got.
Yeah, I don't know. But that's the only thing where, like, not the only thing that she could use, but that would be helpful for Phaedra. Because she gets charmed so often.
Does she?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Like that one time we were in with the slow effect with those fucking golems, that entire time she was slowed. When they were in the
Oh, right.
Galen Cole's place with the Cambion, she got charmed twice.
Let's see. We
or s-
have a mantle of spell resist. He thinks for a moment. Does that sound something you might like?
Become a gnome.
I like being
Basically,
a
yeah.
dwarf too much. Mm. She's full on attunement slots. Anything that may not require so much bonding to my person. I don't know how to say that out in character.
Well,
No
perhaps
fucking
just
attunement, gnome.
the only thing I can think of offhand, he ponders.
Is that?
Anything else is a bit more, if you understand me.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's worth a shot.
Well, there's always the possibility that we can commission something. It'll take time, of course, and money, but we can create something.
Oh, does that require attunement? Hold on.
Oh. I hear frantic book searching.
I feel like it does, but this might be interesting. Eventually.
Fine.
Where the fuck is it? Okay. Okay. Maybe. So there was actually, Viren, it might have been you or one of your brothers. Sorry, too many wind stars.
Too many wind stars.
They all look alike.
All the bastards.
One talked to me about there was a headband that would make you smarter. Is it possible that there could be a headband that makes you wiser?
Well,
Well, that was me. I don't know. Possibly.
it can be commissioned. The gnome pipes up.
How much for something like that would you think?
Hmm. Checking something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. That'll take. Roll a roll 2d10. All right. That'll take me at least a week, possibly more to make. I need 200 purple just as some seed money. Probably won't cost too much more than that, but at the very least 200 purple.
Sold. Yeah, if everybody's okay with that, I'd want to be able to make myself
Most
a little
definitely.
stronger in that department.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
It will require attunement, so I will need to give something else up, but I'll figure that out when the time comes. But yeah, Phaedra will hand over the 200 beetles, the 200 pearls for that. Because that would be really good for her. Okay.
All right. And considering the time, if you guys need anything else, spend the next week, please, thinking about it
Okay.
and get back to me. All right. That'll be it for this session.
And